I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. He was in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, you need to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I've not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired, a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. It's like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. physically I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. And you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program and it transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service. But at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home that's what it's about.
Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir. Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. This selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia. All right, thank you, sir.
Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña.
Yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza.
From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio.
From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy.
Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle.
And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jackamek.
Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
What? He did
All right.
big things. Back in the day, he's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets. no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other, and it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is another Friday night. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, getting over the food hangover on the next day. Clayton, welcome back to the show. We're doing everything we can do to get these races to be a little bit more exciting. We are at Charlotte, as you know, so we do have a modified schedule. So bigger track. We'll see how this goes. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure. I like running Charlotte. I run it quite a bit myself. Very slide job opportunity type of track. I mean, these guys can run. You can run the wall. You can run the bottom. This place will get fast and all sorts of different lines all throughout the night. It doesn't really have a one definitive line. So we should see some great 2, 3, heck, maybe 4. We saw 4 wide at Lincoln this season. So who knows how wide we'll get tonight, but again, we touch on it every week, man. Some of the best on the service, in my opinion. I know in yours as well. Hopefully, we'll have another great show here tonight and put on a great show for the fans.
All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, welcome to week number 5. Week number 5 means any new drivers that join after this week will not be eligible for the Dash for Cash. So everybody that is going to be in the week 16 Dash for Cash is going to come from those drivers who have raced as of tonight. We go over restarts. You guys know the drill by now. Restarts, the initial start is always on green. Restarts on leader. Leader pick inside or outside. Let that be known before the one to go. 2 cautions in any race and you're done for the night. Call-outs on race comms or social media. We're getting a little bit close to the time where we need to take action on call-outs. What does that action look like? We're not real sure. Mute race comms probably for 1. And look into suspension. So I get it. You get heated out there. You are a driver after all. Don't let that stuff get out of control. Think about what you're going to say before you say it, please. Quick time award, again, $10 each week for each division, paid for in week 16. Intentional contact will not be tolerated at any time. We did have 1 2-race suspension for intentional contact from last week. Don't do it. Doesn't matter when, where, if the race is going on, caution or after the caution, after the race, intentional contact is intentional contact. Don't do it. Don't forget to go to Discords after the race if you're in the top 3 for a podium interview. 12 incident points is still in play tonight. However, we'll see how tonight goes. I think I'm going to lift that next week and open it up a little bit as we visit Volusia next week. And single file with 10 to go. All restarts will be single file. Any questions, comments, or concerns from the driver, now would be the time. All right, none heard. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Let's get the night underway. I wish you the best of luck. We're advancing. All right, Clayton, we've advanced. We got the audience starting to file in. Roxanne Jones is back with us. Roxanne, welcome back to the show, cheering on the CTM boys. Jesse Ingram already sending out messages, as is Cale Smith and Jordan LaFawn. So we're getting ready to get going here. Sabrina Smith, the 031, is the first car out on the track. Gail is out there as always, cheering on Caden Berry in that 12 car. Brandon Templeton, those of you don't know, we heard that drivers were having an issue finding where the points were, where the broadcast might be, where our Discord is. We heard you loud and clear. The driver of the 31 car, Brandon Templeton, one of the staff at Friday Night Lights. We have a web page, Friday Night Lights Racing League. That is FNLRL.com. You'll see the point standings. You'll give you links to our broadcast. It'll give you a link to our Discord page. So check it out when you get a chance. That's FNLRL.com. Top of the board is Grandy, Joseph Grandy, with a 15.887. Cale Smith, he was quickest in warm-ups out on track, 15.835 for the 115. Top of the board, still looking for his first win. 171 of Jake Henry out on track. Henry with a 15.931. Smith bounced back a little bit with Logan Wentz. Logan Wentz times in second quick, 15.886 for Wentz. Kelly Wheeler out on track in the 110 car, 15.915. 22, that's the IC driver. Brandon Wright, 16.161, 18th quick. We still have a few cars left to battle here. The 15 car, that's Virginia. Driver Michael Carter, 15.833. Top of the board for the 15. Knocks his teammate off that pole. Moves Cale Smith down to P2. 15.833 for the 15. And quick time so far. Dylan DeWert in the 20 car, 15.988. Good enough for 12th. Quick on his first lap. Dylan has been coming through the field pretty consistently in that 11 car. Jordan LaFawn times in. That's the 11 car. Driver out of Indiana shuts it down. 11th quick for LaFawn. 15.970 for LaFawn. Samuel Bachman looks like he will be the last car to take time. Michael Carter, the CTM driver out of Virginia, with your quick time for tonight. We're getting ready for heat races and then 25 lap features. Randy Carter out in the audience, sponsor of our Pro Late Model division, Randy Carter Painting. Randy, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to have you back with us. Heat one to the grid, please. All right, fellas, you know the drill. Leader 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts on the leader. Leader pick inside or outside before the one to go. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. Everybody else going to a C or B main. I didn't look at the numbers. Congratulations to the 15 car. Michael Carter with your quick time for tonight. Another $10 added to your account. We'll pay that out in week 16. Congratulations. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Michael Carter and Joseph Grandy on the front row. Jake Henry, Craig Christopherson in row 2. Dean Reynolds, Samuel Bachman in row 3. Brandon Templeton, Travis Anderson in 4. Mike Bowes, Chris Cox round out your field of 10 drivers. So, not an unfamiliar scene with that 15 car on the front row. He's got Joseph Grandy to his outside. Clay Christopherson back in the mix in that 51. Clayton, who you got?
I'm going to go with the surprise up front. Well, I shouldn't say surprise. He's just not with us every Friday. I believe the 518 of Joseph Grandy can get something going up top. As long as he can get a good restart, time that green at a decent time. 518, Joseph Grandy.
I'll go with Dean Reynolds in that 79. I think Dean's going to get it done from coming a little bit further back in the field, starting P5 in that 79 in the FTM ride. So Dean Reynolds in the 79 comes from the third row to take the victory. Michael Carter coming off of turn 4, looking for the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday Night Lights Week 5 underway at Charlotte. Carter dives down low, slide job up high, 518 of Grandy. Got a good run off the top of 2, runs underneath Carter. Carter will stay up high, so Grandy, Carter and Grandy side by side at the line. Jake Henry in the 171 running solid. Dean Reynolds running the bottom. You got a couple cars stuck on that outside. Clayton, looks like the bottom's a quick way around right now.
Yeah, it sure does. Even with the front 2 runners right here sliding still side by side every lap, every corner, they're pulling away a little bit. Jason Henry, pretty good track record at Charlotte. As much as I used to race with Jason in that 171, moving up here a few spots, Jason Henry might be in a prime spot if the front 2 get together.
Yeah, Michael Carter still leading the way. They're starting to fall in line. Clay Christopherson, that 51 car. Clay is not going to settle for a qualifying run to the feature. He wants to get up there and mix it up with the top 3. Jake Henry, they are side by side at the line. That is the final transfer position. Dean Reynolds in that 79 car. He is the first car on the outside looking in. The 007 of Samuel Bachman is in P6. Travis Anderson in the 330. We're going 3 wide. Boy, Dean Reynolds stuck it in 3 wide. He comes out, slide job up in front of Henry. Put Dean Reynolds in P3. Jake Henry now on the bubble. Caution comes out. It's like Brandon Templeton involved.
Yeah, it looks like they enter 1 here. Chris Cox maybe spooked that 31 of Brandon Templeton. Seemed the car just straightened out there off of 2 and into the wall. No contact off of the 515. This one's going to be on the 31.
Templeton just gets in that outside wall, as you heard. So 31 to the back. Michael Carter on lap 6 of 8, still at the front of the field.
There it is. Yeah, no, it looks cool for the minute or so that it can last, but once you hit, past that, it's bound to happen, and we saw it there with Chris Cox and Clay Christopherson.
Heat 2 to the grid, please. All right, gentlemen, you know the drill. Leader, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck, please. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. 8 laps to get it done. Put on a great show. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Cale Smith, Kelly Wheeler on the front row. Dylan Kinsey, Jordan LaFawn in row number 2. Luke Hines, Donald Ingram in 3. Randall Dixon, Andrew Harley in row number 4. James Ingram and Sabrina Smith round out your field of 10 drivers. Cale Smith's going to take this off the pole for sure. Hands down.
Yeah, that was my pick too. So we'll go a row back on the outside. Jordan LaFawn in the 11.
That's a good pick. As Cale Smith is looking for the green flag. They're coming off of turn 4. 8 laps to get it done. As you heard, top 4 heading to the feature. The 0-11 or the 110, Kelly Wheeler gets a great run on the outside of that 115. The 83 of Dylan Kinsey thought about sticking his nose. We're not going to waste any time to get side by side. Your pick, Jordan LaFawn, the driver out of Indiana, he's coming up through the field. He gets by Cale Smith. That will drop Dylan Kinsey to the 4th and final transfer position as Luke Hines wants that position. We're going to get nose to tail. Jordan LaFawn tucking in behind the 110 car. So you got the 11 battling the 110 Wheeler, and we are on board with Jordan LaFawn.
And the 115 behind them.
There is Cale Smith out the back of that 11 car. Cale Smith running a little bit higher than is Jordan LaFawn. Donald Ingram, Dylan Kinsey is with us. Kinsey falling back a little bit here. That's the 43 car of Andrew Harley, 44 on your screen. 17 flashing a little bit. Randall Dixon, Sabrina Smith. We had all the 11s in one race. Clayton, we got the 110, the 11, and the 011. Kelly Wheeler up front.
For sure, and the 1-0 of Donald Ingram has ran down Luke Hines for that final transfer spot. Looks like Donald's kind of got a cut down of some sort running off of 2 the last 2 laps. Not doing it this time off of 2. Luke Hines going to pull back away. See if Donald Ingram can make a small run here in the end and hopefully hook himself into the final transfer spot.
Up front, Kelly Wheeler, no pressure from the 11 car of Jordan LaFawn. LaFawn may just take his ticket to the feature here. Cale Smith in P3. Luke Hines still flashing quite a bit in that 17 car. Donald Ingram in the 10 is the first car on the outside looking in as Andrew Harley now wants that runner-up spot. Up front, Kelly Wheeler coming off of turn number 4. It'll be Kelly Wheeler, Jordan LaFawn, Cale Smith, and Luke Hines. Heat 3 to the grid. Heat 3 to the grid, please. Logan, all right, fellas, you know the drill. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. Initial start on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start finish line. Restarts on the leader. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Logan Wentz, Braden Carter on the front row. Jesse Ingram, Dylan DeWert in row number 2. Caden Berry, Anthony Morano in 3. Brandon Wright, Randy Shreves in 4. Anthony Marfulio and Heath Dyke in row number 5.
Bit of an odd spot to see 2 past champions in Anthony Marfulio and Randy Shreves outside looking in for both of them right here at the start of this heat race.
Yeah, we're on board with Anthony Morano in the 32 car with Sherry on board. We always drop by and say hello to Sherry on Friday night, ma'am. Welcome to the show again. Appreciate all the support you give to your husband and Friday Night Lights. I think the youngster on the outside, that is 05 of Braden Carter's going to come home with the win. Clayton didn't give you much chance. Who do you got?
Dylan DeWert in the 20.
Dylan DeWert. So Logan Wentz, he pulls out to a lead. The 05 is going to get a good run off of 2. Pulls up side by side. Jesse Ingram in that 777 in a transfer spot. Now Caden Berry, the youngster out of New Hampshire, sticks his nose in there. He lets Ingram know. Virginia driver battling a driver out of Georgia as the front couple slide job and crossovers. Braden Carter, Jesse Ingram currently in the 4th and final transfer position in the 777. Now Anthony Morano pulls up in that 32 car. Morano has been on a tear in Friday Night Lights and on Coast to Coast Racing League. Been watching him and running with him a little bit in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Up front, Braden Carter, Logan Wentz going at it. Neither one of those drivers willing to settle. Oh, a little bit of contact between Logan Wentz and Braden Carter. That opens the door for Clayton's pick. That is the 20 car of Dylan DeWert. Dylan DeWert pulls up side by side with the 05. I think Logan Wentz is hoping those two will start battling it out as the 5 dives it down. Crossover coming.
Dylan DeWert with a block right there off of 4. Good move by the 20.
DeWert with the slide job. We got a good battle up front. Logan Wentz currently in the 4th and final transfer position in that 18 car as Anthony Marfulio in the 238 tries to mix it up. These guys are not letting up a bit, knowing they're in the feature.
Uh-oh.
Morano and Dylan
All saves.
up front.
All rolling.
Dylan DeWert, Braden Carter, Morano, now Caden Berry in the top 4 heading to a feature with 1 lap to go. Dylan DeWert with the lead. Braden Carter, Caden Berry, Anthony Morano now. Can Morano get by? Marfulio coming off of turn number 4. Dylan DeWert in the 20 car with the win.
Get him. Anthony Marfulio got the final transfer there from the back. Good run for Anthony Marfulio.
A great race. C-main to the grid. C-main to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Only difference, we're going 10 laps. How many transfer, Clayton?
Looks like 4.
4 drivers transferring to the back of the B main. 10 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. That's the type of racing we have been looking for. Heath Dyke, the 36 car driver out of Australia, on the front row with Chris Cox, Des Moines, Iowa driver to his outside. As you heard, top 4 heading to the show. Everyone else going, or top 4 heading to the B main. Everyone else done for the night. So we will have 6 cars that have to pack it in for tonight. Don't see the 22 of Brandon Wright yet.
Looks like he's still in the session. Nope.
So Brandon Wright misses the call to grid. He will pack it up for the night in the 358s and head home.
I'm not going to pick a winner here, but I am going to tell you that your hard charger for this race is going to be Randy Shreves from 9th. He is going to make himself known to these guys. Randy Shreves is going to be in the top 4 by the end of this.
That is the 56 car. And I will also, let me see, Logan Wentz was having a heck of a run. That's another one to keep an eye on, as well as Clay Christopherson. So these guys up in front of this group have a tall task ahead of them to keep all these cars behind them, as Heath Dyke, our driver from down under, takes the green flag with Chris Cox to his outside. Chris Cox Chris Cox almost crowded him down into the tires there. Yes, Cox goes into the outside wall. The 031, that is Sabrina Smith, comes down on the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Yeah, you can see Chris Cox back there, Clayton. He knows he's getting behind the 8 ball and just can't catch a break.
Yeah, it looks like he saved it off a 2. Not sure if we had a little net code there between, looked like Logan Wentz in front of him.
As Heath Dyke and Randall Dixon doing battle at the front of the field, Clay Christopherson. Logan Wentz in that 18 car, followed by Randy Shreves coming up through the field. So Shreves is 1 spot out of a transfer to the B main. The 40 car, you saw that, is J.D. Ingram, the father of the Ingram boys. Throws it in, gets a little bit, slides a little bit high. Craig Christopherson and Heath Dyke are side by side coming off of turn 4. Shreves slides up in front of Logan Wentz. That puts the 56 car in the show. God, Clayton, they carry so much speed into the corner. And I'm just waiting for that slide job to have disastrous results. Randall Dixon up front. We're still side by side. Heath Dyke and Clay Christopherson.
Logan all over the back of Randy Shreves wanting into this race. Back of the B main, Logan Wentz does not want the B main to go on without him.
Our top 4 are side by side. On lap 8 of 10, Randy Shreves makes contact. Now we're going to go 3 wide. There's no room out there. Hard to see in these cars. As Dyke goes out to the outside, gets into Logan Wentz. We got a lot of action going on. Clay Christopherson now at the front of the field. He's able to get by Dixon as the caution comes out. James Ingram involved. All replays tonight brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank. You can see the 40 car. That's the yellow and orange car as he goes underneath the 031. Just couldn't whoa up. Gets in the back of the 031 of Sabrina Smith. Clay Christopherson, front of the field. We're going to go green, white, checkers. Christopherson, Dixon, Shreves, Dyke. Logan Wentz, the first car on the outside looking in. Logan Wentz and Sabrina Smith got to race their way in as the pace truck exits, leaving the field to the 51 car of Clay Christopherson, who has come up 4 positions. Randy Shreves in that 56 car, he's up 7. Restarts are on the leader as we are back underway. Clay Christopherson, Randall Dixon, Heath Dyke in that 36 orange and black ride, our driver out of Australia, is in the final transfer. Logan Wentz tries to get to the outside of the 36. Not many laps to do it. Logan Wentz hugs the bottom, getting to get some drive off the bottom. Can't quite do it. Up front, Clay Christopherson getting away from the field. You got Dixon down low, Shreves in the 56 running on the high side. The 36 car of Heath Dyke behind Shreves. Coming off of turn 4, Christopherson, Shreves, and Dixon side by side. And Heath Dyke will take the final transfer position. Be main to the grid. Be main to the grid, please. All right, drivers, same deal. 10 laps to get it done. Clayton, how many are transferring?
Top 12.
12 of you will head to the feature. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Jake Henry, Donald Ingram on the front row. Travis Anderson, Anthony Morano in row number 2. Jesse Ingram, Andrew Harley in row number 3. Brandon Templeton, Dylan Kinsey in row 4. Clay Christopherson, Randy Shreves in 5. Randall Dixon and Heath Dyke in row number 6. So, good show so far. Clayton, I think the track had maybe a little bit to do with it. These guys are putting on a heck of a show tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a very top dominant bunch of heat races, and then the bottom looked like it came in during that C main we had there. So we'll have to see here what the B main's gonna look like, and then for sure the warm-up, the 3-minute warm-up, will burn this track off quite a bit, and we should have a very racy feature.
Yeah, so the top 12 transfer, which is all 12 of them, so I'm not real sure why we did a B main, but nonetheless, here we are. Jake Henry, Donald Ingram on the front row. So these drivers racing for their starting positions in the 25-lap feature. Green flag is out. We are underway. 10 laps to go. Good run by the 171 up front. Slides out. That's Donald Ingram, Air Force driver, prior Air Force. To thank him for his service. As the 32 car, that's Anthony Morano. He wasted no time in driving that 32 to the front. Clay Christopherson in the 51. We knew he would move up. I thought that slide job would stack up the field. Morano with the slide job, the 171, gets in the side. And then him and Ingram get into it. Donald Ingram in P3. Travis Anderson, that is the 033 or 330 car. is currently running in P5. Donald Ingram, Jesse Ingram. So brothers running 5 and 6. Brandon Templeton in that 31 machine. Driver out of Des Moines, Iowa with Randy Shreves. Those two run together a lot in Coast to Coast Racing League. So if they're moving up through the field, I would suspect these two stay nose to tail and work their way through the field. But it looks like they're kind of stalled out back in 7th and 8th. Randall Dixon in the 011. Dylan Kinsey in the 83.
Yeah, it looks like the middle's burnt off. Christofferson's turning the best lap times of the race, and he's worm burning on the bottom. So we have a bottom dominant racetrack right now. Top just kind of gone away. We'll have to see what it'll do here.
Yeah, Andrew Harley is about to go a lap down. Did he enter late, or what happened to Harley?
Yeah, it looks like he was using the restroom and did not make grid in time, but there are only 12 cars for the feature, or for the B main that started. So Andrew Harley will be tagging the back of the pack for the feature, if I had to guess. Looks
Clay
like only 12
Christopherson,
for it.
Murano, Henry, Brandon Templeton moves up to P4. We got kind of a whole group of cars, P4, 5, and 6. Lap 8 of 10, will lap traffic come into play? Clay Christopherson coming for the white flag next time by. He's got plenty of room between himself and the 32 of Murano. Christopherson rolling the bottom much slower than anybody else with the white flag out.
Whoa.
Got a
The
big
whole
mess in the back.
field.
We're not sure what happened. We can't go back. Everyone in the show. Clay Christopherson, Murano, Travis Anderson, Brandon Templeton, Ingram, Dyke, Shreves, Dillon. Not real sure what happened, Clayton.
Yeah, it looks like Templeton throws a slider on Jason Henry there off of 4, coming to the stripe. Right as they're flipping, Clay Christopherson hits the stripe to take the 1 to go, meaning I can't throw the yellow at that point. Man, tough break for the back of the field. Luckily, everybody makes it, but still not where you want to finish.
3 minutes of warm-up. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear Till Valhalla Project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes. These t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom, 2 words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place our fallen heroes truly live on.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready for our 25-lap feature. All the cars still out on the track. Anthony Morano, quick time, 16.118. So times have slowed down. You got the father-son duo in second and third quick. That's Braden Carter with his dad behind him, Michael Carter. 153 to a 171. Marfulio and Templeton round out your top 5. Feature to the grid. All right, drivers, welcome to the feature. You guys know the drill, just like your heat races. Initial starts on green, restarts on leader. Got 25 laps to get it done. Just got another report of a possible call out on our Discord or a private message. Don't do it. I'm telling you, we are at the end of our rope. Don't call out other drivers. Keep that stuff to yourself. If you want to talk to them, that's fine. Have a conversation, but call outs not acceptable. So 25 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Michael Carter, Kelly Wheeler on the front row. Joseph Grandy and Dylan DeWert in row number 2. Jordan LaFawn, Braden Carter, 3rd. Dean Reynolds, Cale Smith in 4th. Caden Berry, Samuel Bachman in 5th. Luke Hines, Anthony Marfulio in row 6. Clay Christopherson, Anthony Morano in 7. Travis Anderson, Brandon Templeton in 8. Jesse Ingram, Heath Dyke in 9. Randy Shreves, Randall Dixon in 10. Jake Henry, Dylan Kinsey in 11. Donald Ingram, Andrew Harley round out your complete full field of 24 drivers for 25 laps. Will we get a new driver punch their way to the week $16,000 dash for cash? We're about to find out as Michael Carter slides up in front of the 011. Michael Carter, we're 4 wide coming off of turn 4 on lap number 1. Plenty of room to do that here. Not very advisable. We got cars all over the track as we go through the field. Up front, Michael Carter doesn't mind seeing all this in his rearview mirror, waiting for the cars to get nose to tail. Dean Reynolds, he's going to tuck that 79 car down low as Dylan DeWert is coming through the field. Braden Carter now, he's able to settle up on the a little bit of an outside there. Will he slide up in front of the 110 of Kelly Wheeler? Caden Berry diving down low, taking it 4 wide. He's got Dean Reynolds. Berry able to make the pass, leaving Reynolds, LaFawn, and Smith 3 wide. Good battles on the track. Top 3 get nose to tail. Caden Berry scraping the tires down low. Dylan DeWert still running the middle. Dean Reynolds down there with the youngster Caden Berry. Let's take a look on the onboard on the 79 machine to see how it's going up front. Dean Reynolds been with us for quite a while. Always appreciate input from Dean Reynolds as Jordan LaFawn in that 11 car dove down there and got on the inside. 3, 4, 5 wide. Clayton, it doesn't get much better.
No, it certainly does not. And I'm watching. Oh, big one. Back stretch.
Possibly Cale Smith came up on my board. Let's take a look at what happened after a great first few laps. That is the 115 of Cale Smith running in a comfortable, I don't know, 6th, 5th. Oh, bad net code off of the 20. Let's take a second look at that. That's the 20 car coming up from the bottom. You can see right there it showed contact as the 20 car snapped back to the right. Unfortunate for these drivers that netcode in iRacing does cause those issues from time to time. So the 115 will go to the back, I'm sure, after he probably gets a quick repair. Grandma Pete out in the audience. Grandma Pete, thank you for joining us. Justin Sick is back with us. Hopefully we see Justin in the 015 car in the Pro Late Model race coming up here momentarily. Jordan LaFawn gets into the outside wall. We had one car dive off of pit lane as the field was coming by. That didn't help things. Let's see where Jordan LaFawn is. There is the 11. Looks like he's going to be able to continue on. I don't know if we'll get there soon enough or not before we have to go back to green. Jordan LaFawn running on that bottom side just gets contact by the 007. He's on the outside there. The 011 and the 11 makes contact right there. Gets into that outside wall and then gets into the back. It's in that mess. Shane Yates out in the audience. Yeah, you can check out our webpage. That's FNLRL.com. Has information on joining the league. Clayton's still working the administrative side of it. There we go. So after his admin duties, Clayton is back with us. Got the Carters on the front row. Both previous heat winners, so they are already in the Dash for Cash as long as they race in 10 races. Caden Berry wants something to say about that in the 12 car. As Berry is rolling the bottom side, you got a whole group of cars on the bottom side beating and banging. They're able to drive through, it looks. Michael Carter running the middle. Caden Berry following the 15 car. As the 12 pulls up side by side, that is the green and blue machine of Caden Berry. Dean Reynolds slides back up to the middle and makes his way to the outside. Up front, Michael Carter, Caden Berry, slide job coming, put Berry in P2. Another caution comes out. Keith Dyke he was involved. He may have exited. I'm not sure what happened. Tonight's 358 race brought to you by Tight Lines Apparel. I'd like to thank Tight Lines Apparel for the support of Friday Night Lights. So, Caden Berry was able to make the pass for second right before the caution came out. That put Caden Berry back in third. Dean Reynolds now up to fourth on the outside of Berry. Watch that 32 car of Murano. That's a good restart by Michael Carter at the front of the field. Braden Carter goes with his dad. Caden Berry, he's going to try that bottom one more time. He was able to slide up in front of Braden Carter last time we went. Pinches Berry down a little bit in turns 2 and 3. That will slow the momentum on the 12 car. So Braden Carter playing a little bit of defense here as Dean Reynolds, we'll call him one of our more experienced drivers. He's old. He's running in P4. He gets in line. He might ride it out until the later laps. In that FTM number 79, always a good-looking ride. He's bringing Anthony Murano with him up front. Clay Christopherson. You got Travis Anderson almost on cue. On lap 15 of 25. Michael Carter still at the front of the field. So, working lap 14 of 25. Grandma Pete out there cheering on Jordan LaFont. TJ Hart going, Caden Berry fan. TJ came on board last week. Gail bitten her fingernails down to the knuckles watching the 12 car. Putting on a good show tonight in the 12. Dean Reynolds is able to move up one.
Man, I have got to figure out why I'm losing people on the stream here when I'm watching from my end. Have to do the research.
Dan Anderson out in the audience cheering on, I'm going to assume, Travis Anderson. Dan, thank you for joining us. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to the Carters on the front row. No one has been able to break that up yet. As Michael Carter with the restart goes off the high side, dives down low. Good restart out of turn 4. On lap 15 of 25. Dean Reynolds goes down low. Caden Berry's going to stay on the high side. The 12 car living a little bit of a gap. That might be enough where Dean Reynolds sticks his nose up there. Sure enough, Dean Reynolds will keep the position. Reynolds on the bottom side, 518. Now Anthony Murano in the mix. Front 2, nose to tail. That is Braden and Michael Carter. Clayton, if I'm Braden and Michael, I'm probably tucking in nose to tail and running away from the field for a while. Caution comes back out. That's the red, white, and blue car down on the bottom. Comes up, tucks in, somehow gets into the back of that. Can't really tell if it was netcode or not. That catches the 011 in that. Okay, so we'll be working lap 18 of 25 when we go back to racing. That means we probably should be single file for the rest of the night on restarts. See if we can get these guys spread out a little bit, or will we have some dive bomb sliders, Clayton, once we go single file?
Yeah, I don't know. It looked to calm down a little bit when we were single file for heat races, but you know, there's no chance of locking into the dash for cash in a heat race. So these guys are going to give it their all these last 9.
Yeah, I think I saw a poster on Facebook somewhere. One of the racetracks posted, we don't pay for the first lap, we pay for the last. So kind of an important mindset to get into, as you got to be there at the end to win it. All kinds of memes came to my mind as soon as I said that.
How about Dean Reynolds and Anthony Morano kind of avoiding all the hectic incidents we've had?
Yeah, good restart by Carter. Braden Carter in P2, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano, Caden Berry, your top 5. Watch Joseph Grandy. Grandy is a previous champion in Friday Night Lights in a 358 modified. Clay Christopherson, he's trying to get up there and battle it out as Michael Carter is starting to separate from the field a little bit. We've seen that week in, week out, as the Carter gang, CTM Motorsports, gets up front and they start separating themselves from the field. Some of these other drivers, man, once you get nose to tail, that's the place to be, as get away from all this mess behind you. Clay Christopherson, Donald Ingram in the 10 car. Brandon Templeton is up 8 positions, coming back, slides in behind, gets into Christopherson. Oh. Templeton gets into Christopherson. Templeton having a super run, coming back through the field, coming into turn. Boy, just cut it a little bit. You can see the wheel turn to the left. Just gets up into the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Both those drivers go around. Templeton, a super clean driver. You will not see that. I don't know that I've ever seen that before, but 31 heading to the back of the field. Michael Carter still at the front of the field on lap 21 of 25.
Well, unfortunately for the 31, he also had a EOL in his heat race. So that would be Brandon's second one in the 358s tonight, and he did just disconnect. Tough break for the 31 there. Yeah, it just looked like the car didn't want to rotate maybe when he dove down to the bottom of Clay there in 3. It just pushed straight up into him there, but
yeah, it looks like he came in super skinny, didn't loop it, took kind of a straight line. So yeah. Michael Carter still at the front of the field, looking for another win in the 358 modified. Let's see, where are Caden Berry is 5th, Anthony Marfulio 8th, Randy Shreves 10th, Jordan LaFawn back in 13th. As Michael Carter gets a good restart on lap 21 of 25. Caden Berry diving down to the bottom. He's not happy, riding back in P5. He wants a win here in the 358 modifieds. Driver out of New Hampshire. Drives a sprint car in real life. Follow him online. Great young man, great family. Up front, Michael Carter getting it done. Braden Carter. Will they just bide time? Oh, Berry. Something happened to Berry.
He clipped the tires.
Let's take a look. Yeah, Berry having a great run. You can see him. Boy, he is ever so close to those tires. Sorry, that's the wrong replay. There is the 12 car trying to work his way back up through the field.
Man, he was on the bottom all. I never saw him go to the middle or the top. All feature long, running the bottom, driving by people left and right. Just tried to get a little bit extra grab of moisture there off of 4, and car kind of stepped out on him when he clipped the grass with the left rear, and the rest was history.
There is the 12 car down low, as you heard, just cuts it too close on that one. The car goes up in the air, and it was on after that. A little bit of net code with the 518 of Grandy. Unfortunate 12 car was at the front of the field. However, we got Michael Carter, Braden Carter, and Dean Reynolds, your top 3. Morano and Grandy round out your top 5. Anthony Marfulio, as he typically does, 238. We're just driving quiet. At the end of the night, that 238 seems to end up at the front of the field each week. You got the 10 car of Don Ingram. On lap 23 of 25, we're about to settle it. Will Dean Reynolds make some noise, or the 32 car of Morano? Morano looking for his first victory, I believe, in Friday Night Lights. Good restart by your top 2. I guarantee you their team channel is going crazy in Discord as the communication goes on. Father-son run 1-2. Dean Reynolds closes the gap a little bit to the back of Braden Carter. That's a look back from Braden Carter at Dean Reynolds. Both of those guys, 1 to go. Coming off a turn 4, Braden and Michael. And Dean Reynolds with the top 3. Top 3 start finish line, please. Top 3 start finish line. We'll get a word with your top 3 momentarily. So the Carter gang, they end up on the podium once again. Saw Braden go by. There he is. Youthful exuberance, we'll call it. Back up a little bit, Braden, please. I could make that work. Don't forget to go up for your interviews. For those of you, the pro late models are up practicing right now. We will be back with them here momentarily.
Bring up Dean. It's Clayton in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, sir?
Hey, man. 7th to 3rd here. Kind of stayed up front all race long. Pretty lucky. Pretty good night for you, being able to avoid, some of the stuff we saw going on. Man, that 79, she looked quick. As the track went away, it just got faster and faster for you, man. What was the special sauce in that 79 tonight?
Well, I'm glad it finally went to the top there. I like running the top here and then doing that slider in 3 and 4. But I'll tell you, the bottom was good to begin the race. So I was a little worried about starting on the bottom, but it was good enough there. And then the yellow came out, and I got shuffled to the outside, and that helped that a little bit. But I just felt comfortable. The guys from FTM were all in the same Discord. We were helping each other out and everything else. But, I'll tell you what, those Carters are tough to beat. So, you know what, I'll take second behind those two. And, if Cale Smith was up there as well, we're trying to give them a run. The guys at FTM, we're getting close. And I think, we're slowly getting there.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of FTM on the podium a lot of the times this season, man. You guys seem to be getting faster and faster, man. Who do you got to thank on that 79 ride tonight?
Well, and I got to thank those guys. As you know, this is only my second race here, so I can't race a lot. But those guys helped me out. They helped me with the lines. They tell me where to go. I had a decent qualifying run because of them. And, so I got to thank those. But I got to thank you for, doing the hard work on this league. It's when you have competition like this, Clayton, it's not the easiest thing to do. I admin a lot, so I know what you're doing and what you have to do. And, but it's a lot of fun. That's why you're seeing a lot of FTM in this league, because Joe's putting together a great race and a great league. And proud to be part of it. So I want to thank Joe as well and for doing the telecast. And then also we want to thank, all our veterans, Mission 22, and all the great charities that Joe's a part of, and helps recognize. The bottom line is we can't forget about that. We gotta, remember our veterans, and there's some out there that are hurting, and whatever we can do to, have them enjoy their lives, we need to do that. So, we'd be forgotten if we haven't said that at the end of all our top threes.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I agree with that 100%, man. Well, good luck, and hopefully we'll see you and be talking to you after the late models.
So I got one quick thing, man. So on the broadcast, you'll notice that I called you one of our mature drivers, and then I forgot we're not one of those high-dollar polished broadcasts. So I followed that up with, you are just plain old, my friend, because you and I are the same age. So to see an old guy like you be able to make it through the race, man, it warms my heart, my friend.
If people don't know, I am 57 years old, Joe. So,
Amen.
To hang with these young chaps, I'm excited with that.
Yeah, amen, brother. I'm 57 myself. Good run.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. We'll get Braden Carter up in the booth. The youngster is able to bring home the 05 in P2. Braden, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Hey, man, good run. Looks like you and your dad kind of got nose to tail. My thought process on the broadcast is if you guys could get nose to tail and just keep it clean, not race each other, you could have pulled away from the field. I don't know if that was a strategy, but that looks like what happened. How'd it go out there?
Honestly, we were just trying to have a good restart with each other and get away, like you said there. I was thinking if we didn't go caution with those last few laps, I might have made a move. I don't know. I can't tell you, but there was a chance I might have.
Yeah, man. Another great run. Another podium for the Carter gang. Two-time podium, or a double car podium, I should say, man. Great run. Who do you want to thank on that ride for your podium finish?
Yeah, I got to thank CTM Motorsports, Michael Carter, my dad, Kel Smith. I got to thank Randy Carter Painting, Pit Lizard Graphics, my grandma, Roxanne Jones, everybody in the audience watching. Got to thank you guys for putting this on. It's always great to run here. I always have a lot of fun running with everybody here. And I got to thank you guys for that.
Yeah, man. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Yep. Clayton, you catch up with Michael Carter?
Yes, sir. Michael, it's Clayton in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, it seems when the 15's up front, it's up front for majority of the race. 22 out of 25 led. Saw you run in the middle, top, bottom, anywhere you put that 15, man. She was dialed in again this week. What is it about you that is just so consistently running up front almost anywhere? I've been in some hosteds, a few officials with you. Man, you're on a whole nother level no matter if we got open or fixed setup races. What is it in that 15?
I don't know, man. I get lucky sometimes, but I just try to be consistent, man. Once I find a line, I stick with it, and just keep trying to hit my marks after lap. I mean, if you look at a lot of my laps through the race, they're pretty consistent. They're not far off, so that adds up. That speed. So you just keep doing the same thing, and when the line changes, you try to figure it out, and that's the biggest thing. You gotta know when the lines change, and each track's different, so you just gotta keep up with it, know what's going on.
Yeah, buddy, for sure. That again, man, just constant dominance anytime you're in a session with us. Who you got to thank on that 15 for all your success?
I gotta thank Randy Carter Painting, who's watching, my dad, CTM Motorsports, Cale Smith, Braden Carter. Good job to my son tonight. Cale is having some really bad luck. I feel for him, man. But thanks to them guys, they do a lot for me. Pit Lizard Graphics, Kyle Hardy Racing. I think my mom's watching. I might have said that. A few other people. Cale's family's watching. Some friends are watching. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you here doing the admin and Joe with the Friday Night Lights Dirt Track Bank deal. Appreciate everybody.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, props to you. Again, another win for you. Just keep on building on those points, buddy. We're going to see you in the late models or what?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. Well, good luck out there, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon here in about an hour or so.
I hope so. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your 358 modified winner, Michael Carter. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be with the pro late models right back here at Charlotte. So we'll be right back.
My name's Nick Powers, and I'm the president and lead instructor of Warfighter Scuba. I'm a veteran of the United States Marine Corps from the years 2003 to 2007, with one combat deployment to Haditha, Iraq in 2006. Throughout my time overseas, I experienced a lot of situations that you wouldn't necessarily find yourself in the United States. IEDs, getting shot at, rocket attacks, mortar attacks, you name it, it happened. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2007, I tried to adjust back to civilian life, and the whole time you're in, you just can't wait to get out. And when you get out, you start to realize, did you make the right decision? 9 times out of 10, most of the guys that get out, they immediately plummet into a depression cycle because you don't have that structure anymore that the military provides you. And this hit me super hard. We moved to one of the #1 top dive destinations in the entire world, and I figured I'd start getting back into scuba diving. And after our first couple dives, I realized how peaceful it was underwater and how none of my problems followed me. You're just there in the present moment. I had the idea for Warfighter Scuba, and I kind of hinted at it, and they said, "You go for it." And that's basically how Warfighter Scuba was born. So Warfighter Scuba is a nonprofit. We're a 501c3 nonprofit with the IRS. We bring combat wounded veterans down to the Caribbean to teach them scuba diving to treat their wounds. Whether their wounds are physical or mental, such as PTSD, scuba diving is a extremely therapeutic activity for mental stressors and for physical ailments. Mentally, as soon as you go underwater, your body just reacts. It's not normal. You're not meant to breathe underwater. Automatically puts you into the present moment. You have nothing but peace and calm. This ability to separate yourself from reality really allows veterans to find out what their trigger mechanism might be for their particular mental stressors. So every veteran who comes through our programs gets a 100% funded trip. Each veteran also receives a round-trip ticket from their home of record. That ticket will bring them straight into Roatan, and their entire week stay, their hotel, their meals, their snacks, everything's paid for. And so that veteran can get an entire week away from reality and completely separate from any kind of problems they might be facing at home. So each veteran receives very private and intimate training sessions when they come down to Roatan. We first start in the pool. We do some confined water skills. We'll then switch out to the open water dives. From that point on, it's not even training anymore. It's just fun. It's learning on a level that I don't think most people have experienced before. We do all the certifications for them that we can in a week at their pace, from open water to full face mask to nitrox. Every trip that we have, whether it's one veteran or 4 veterans at a time, we just have a blast. There's no bad karma. We've seen sharks, we've seen turtles. We've seen 4 eagle rays at once. Just the things that happen when we're in the water together are truly, they're just unbelievable. The dedication that these vets have now to scuba diving and to wanting to come back and to help other veterans experience what they've experienced. It hits me in the heart more than most things have ever hit me in my heart. It's truly an honor to take these heroes into the water. It's really cool to see the transformation that happens to them, from being, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I've gone snorkeling a few times, or I'm not that good of a swimmer. And the funny thing about scuba is none of that matters. You're completely weightless in the water. You could come down and have 0 experience in the water and be one of the better scuba divers out there. So as with all nonprofits, we rely solely on generous donors such as yourselves. None of these programs could exist without people who are willing to give some of their hard-earned money up to save veterans who might be struggling with everyday life and have that unfortunate thought of suicide. 100% of every dollar that's donated goes directly to the veterans. I personally, myself, I do not take any kind of money. All my time is donated. There's no salary to anybody who's on the board or any staff positions in Warfighter. Donations can be made on our website at www.warfighterscuba.org. And remember, every donation is 100% tax deductible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue the show. Let's get the drivers off the track and get the Pro Late Models underway. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. All right, drivers, nothing different from the 358 race. Restarts, initial starts are on the green. Any restarts are on the leader. Leader choose inside or outside. Bring out 2 cautions in any race, a heat race, main, or the feature. Bring out 2 cautions in any one of those races, and you will be asked to park it for the night. Call-outs, don't do it. We got a few reports of call-outs on the last race. We'll review those. Suspensions could be forthcoming. Quick time award. Each division gets $10 quick time. That will be paid in week 16. Intentional contact, never acceptable at any time. Discord interviews. If you're in the top 3, make sure you go to the start-finish line at the conclusion of the race and then go up to Discord for your interview. We do only have 12 incident points. We're going to lift that probably after this week. 358 race was pretty good. So if we have another good race, we'll start looking at lifting that 12 incident points rule, and we go single file restarts with 10 to go. Any questions, comments, or concerns from the drivers? Now would be the time. None heard. We'll advance the session. I wish you all the best of luck. All right, Clayton, now we've transferred over to the Pro Late Models. We got a couple of newcomers at the front of the field as Justin Sick and Andrew Harley and the Late Models were at the front of the field. What are we looking for tonight in the Pro Late Model division?
Big momentum dependent race cars. So I think the sliders will still be there, but I don't think as much as we saw with 358s. These guys are gonna have to wheel these things. They'll be pretty wide open to kind of get the car to rotate into the corner and such. It's gonna take some hand movements that are very, very fast to get these things, thrown into the corner and then kind of settled down to drive off. They're gonna have to work for sure.
Yeah, man, we got most of the drivers out on track. Let's see who is the first one to put down a lap. I don't see any yet. Brandon Wright out on track in that 22 machine. Jason Haynes, a driver out of Canada, is with us. Brandon Templeton in the 31 machine, top of the board, 15.514. Randy Shreves is with us. Joseph Grandy to the top of the board, 15.428. We're about to see some rapid changes at the top of the board. Jason Bowles, 16.063, good enough for 18th quick. Grandy able to hold on to that pole. Chris Cox moves up the board. The 515 moves up to, where's Cox? 15.647. Michael Carter, P3, 15.532. Anthony Morano, 15.544. Jordan LaFawn, he's up to P5 with a 15.561. Jesse Ingram out on track in the 777. Ingram currently 8th quick, 15.640. Jason Hines, we mentioned a driver out of Canada, 16.018, good enough for 25th quick so far. Anthony Marvulio in the 238, running that bottom side, 29th quick, 16.794. Michael Carter, Michael Carter, top of the board, 15.387 for the 15 for a pole. Current quick time for Carter. Brandon Aylesworth is with us. That's the 41 car out of California, 15.665, currently 14th quick. Justin Sick in the 015. He shuts it down with a 15.672, 16th quick. Malachi Smith is back with us, 15.797, 25th quick for the 50 car. Couple more of the 007 of Bachman. He shuts it down ninth quick. 15.605. Carter, Grandy, Templeton, Carter, your top 4 so far. Malachi Smith getting some extra laps. He'll shut it down 25th quick. 15.797. So Michael Carter, Joseph Grandy, Brandon Templeton, Braden Carter, Anthony Morano, Jordan LaFawn, Logan Wentz, Dean Reynolds, and Samuel Bachman are your top 9 as we get ready to go heat racing. Grandma Pete is out there, TJ Hart, Tally Baldwin, that's Cale Smith's mom, Nick Berry, Rhonda Varnery, Ryder, Roxanne Jones out in the audience, Gail is with us, Randy Carter is with us. Welcome back, everybody. Heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. All right, you guys know the drill by now. Leader needs you 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Restarts on the leader. Leader pick inside or outside. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Congratulations to the 15 car, Michael Carter, with your quick time. Another $10 to your bank account, sir. Congratulations. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Michael Carter, Anthony Morano on the front row. Samuel Bachman, Clay Christopherson in row 2. Justin Sick, Heath Dyke in row number 3. Malachi Smith, Brandon Wright in 4. James Ingram rounds out your field of 9 drivers. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Did everyone make the grid? I can't see, Clayton.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it looked like Malachi Smith just didn't have the car fired up yet. They're tagging on right now.
Pro Late Model Division brought to you by Randy Carter Painting out of Virginia. Randy, thank you for your support of the Pro Late Model Division. Looks like your boys are going to get that sponsorship money back and then some. Desi Smith is out there cheering on Cale Smith, the CTM crew. Michael Carter with the lead. We got Anthony Morano in P2. Go on board with Morano. Don't see Sherry's logo on the ride. Justin Sick, Clay Christopherson, 51 is having a pretty solid night. He moves up to P3. Heath Dyke, our driver out of Australia, in the 36 machine. He is in the 4th and final transfer position. Justin Sick, the first car on the outside looking in the 015 machine. Looks like Sick is sliding it in low and losing momentum when that car starts to slide up. Dyke slides way high, gets into the outside wall. Michael Carter up front, setting sail. Anthony Morano in P2. The battle is going to be right here for that 4th and final transfer position. Currently belongs to Justin Sick in that 015. Justin Sick, now they're starting to string out a little bit. The 07 you saw, 007, Samuel Bachman, Malachi Smith in the 50 machine. He's back in P7. Brandon Wright and James Ingram round out our field of 9 on lap 6 of 8. Michael Carter pulling away from Morano now. Clay Christopherson, he's about to have company with that 015 car of Justin Sick. Sick running the high side, getting a good run off of turn 4. 2 different lines by the 51 and the 05. Oh, we got contact. That will bring out the caution. See if we can see. That is, the 36. That's Heath Dyke, our driver out of Australia. Just gets in a little bit hot. Makes contact with the 007. So they will probably move to the back of the field. Michael Carter, Anthony Morano, Clay Christopherson, Justin Sick are your top 4 currently. Malachi Smith in that 50 car has moved up 2. He is the first car on the outside looking in. Grandy, LaFawn, DeWert, Hind, your top 4. Heat 3 to the grid. Heat 3 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Leader, 1.5 car length behind the pace truck. Please, everybody else, once you get the one to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Restarts are on the leader. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck.
Man, it's kind of hard to tell which line the track is kind of faster in right now. These guys got speed everywhere.
Yeah, they do. Brandon Templeton, Logan Wentz on the front row. Jesse Ingram, Brandon Aylesworth in row 2. Kelly Wheeler, Donald Ingram in 3. Mike Bowles and Anthony Marfulio round out your field of 8 drivers. So we've had some pretty stout heat races so far, Clayton. Hopefully the night carries on.
Yeah, no doubt. These late models are honestly kind of surprising me with how good they're looking thrown into the corners and such. I thought for sure there'd be a lot more understeer.
As the green flag comes out, Brandon Templeton with Logan Wentz to his outside. Driver out of Des Moines, Iowa, slides up to the outside, gets a good run off of turn 2. Logan Wentz takes a peek on the inside. Jesse Ingram in that lucky 777 is in P3. Brandon Aylesworth in the 41. He is in the 4th and final transfer position. He's got Georgia driver down to his... Oh, contact made. Wentz able to hold on to it. Templeton starting to pull away from the field. We are 3 wide for the final transfer. Aylesworth into the outside wall. Ingram got the Kelly Wheeler in the middle of that pack. Aylesworth, he's trying the high side as the 0. We got a car sideways. He holds on to it. That's the 10 car of Donald Ingram. Up front, Templeton setting sail, tipping those tires on the inside. 777 Jesse Ingram in P2. Brandon Aylesworth back to that fourth and final transfer position. Anthony Marfulio in that 238, the driver out of the Boston area. Battle in the 41 car, driver out of up here in Northern California. Yikes, side by side at the line, too close to call. Templeton pulling away from the field. Templeton, Ingram, Wheeler, Marfulio now in your top four. As Aylesworth starts to move around, trying to find a way past the 238. Up front, Brandon Templeton getting it done. Jesse Ingram, P2, Kelly Wheeler, Anthony Marfulio. With the white flag out, Templeton, one more corner to navigate. 31 car for a heat win. Ingram, Wheeler, Marfulio, Aylesworth, Wentz, Big Mike, and Donald Ingram heading to the consolation race. Heat 4 to the grid. Heat 4 to the grid, please. All right, driver, you guys know the drill. Top four moving on. Everyone else going to probably a C or B main. You got 8 laps to get it done. Again, top four moving on. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Braden Carter, Dean Reynolds on the front row. Chris Cox, Cale Smith in row 2. Randy Shreves, Caden Berry in 3. Jason Hendry and Jason Haynes in row number 4. So the 0-5, that is Braden Carter in that gray and right. Good-looking wrap by that 5 car. He's got Dean Reynolds in the 79 to his outside. So KG veteran on the outside and youngster Braden Carter on the inside. Cale Smith, he's on the second row, so you got 2 CTM drivers in this field. Caden Berry is back there in the 12 car with Randy Shreves on his outside. Braden Carter looking for that green flag coming off of turn 4. Green flag is out. We are underway. Braden Carter slides up. Dean Reynolds closes that gap. Watch out, here comes the 12 car running on the outside, tried to pull up to the outside of the 515 of Chris Cox. Chris Cox, not sure if he wants to run down there or if he doesn't have any room on the outside. Looks like he bobbled going into 4. That will give the final transfer position to the kid out of New Hampshire. Caden Berry in the 12 car to the transfer. Chris Cox falls back to 1 car out. We're 3 wide for the runner-up position. Berry goes to the high side. Randy Shreves digging down low. Chris Cox in the middle. Jason Haynes in the battle. Shreves backs out of it. Braden Carter setting sail at the front of the field. You're not missing much up front. Dean Reynolds, P2. Cale Smith in P3. Caden Berry is able to move up 2 positions. Jason Haynes moves up 3 positions. Will Haynes have anything from the youngster out of New Hampshire? That 66 car driver out of Canada trying to battle it out with the 12 car, the driver out of the east coast of the United States. Let's see what happens here on lap 6 of 8. Up front, Braden Carter getting that high side working. Dean Reynolds up there with him. Cale Smith running about 1 car width off of the wall. Slider out of 3 and 4 for Carter. Caden Berry settles in a transfer in P4. Coming to the white flag, Braden Carter in the 0-5. Running that slider line here at Charlotte. Takes the white flag. Dean Reynolds, P2. Cale Smith, Caden Berry. Rhonda cheering on that 12 car. Will Caden just settle for a transfer? It looks like it. Dean Reynolds, Cale Smith, Caden Berry. Moving on to the feature. C main to the grid. C main to the grid, please. All right, drivers, welcome to the C main. Clayton, how many moving on?
4.
4 of you will transfer. You got 10 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Samuel Bachman, Dylan Kinsey on the front row. Mike Bowes, Randy Shreves in row 2. Heath Dyke, Sabrina Smith in 3. Donald Ingram, Jake Henry in 4. James Ingram rounds out your field of 9 drivers. So the top 4 in this race will move into the back of the B main. So they're racing to be in that field. And we saw last race, 12 cars out of the B went to the feature. So we'll see how that plays out as the pace truck exits, leaving the field to the 007. James Bond ride, FTM driver of Samuel Bachman. He's got Kinsey to his outside. Coming off of turn 4, looking for the green flag. Roxanne Jones congratulating the CTM boys, as is Gail cheering on the 12 car. Congratulations to Caden Berry. Rhonda cheering on Caden Berry. Samuel Bachman moves to the high side. Dylan Kinsey, Randy Shreves, Big Mike in that 25. Top 4. Will they be able to get separated? Randy Shreves in the 56. He moves to the rear bumper of that 83 car of Dylan Kinsey. Heath Dyke is back there in the 36. That is our friend from down under, driver out of Australia, Donald Ingram, trying to punch his ticket in. Again, prior Air Force driver. Thank him for his service to our country. Jake Henry in the 171. Sabrina Smith and James Ingram, the father of the Ingram boys. Up front, Samuel Bachman starting to pull away from the field. Randy Shreves, he wants the runner-up position on lap 4 of 10. Shreves able to get by Dylan Kinsey. Now the battle is for that 4th and final transfer position. You got Mike Bowes and Heath Dyke side by side. Big Mike on the bottom in the green and black car. The 36, the driver out of Australia on the high side. Caution comes out on lap 6 of 10. Let's take a look here. Looks like the 171. Oh, the 031 just gets in there super hot. It's in the back of Henry. Tonight's replays and Friday Night Lights is brought to you by the Dirt Track Bank, which is a division of Malvern Bank out of Malvern, Iowa. They do tremendous things for the real racing community. If you ever have the opportunity to drop those folks a line, that's where I have my account that I use to buy my parts for my real car. Drop them a line and tell them thank you for what they do. Everything that we do here on Friday Night Lights, they have funded that 100%, including the $1,000 Dash for Cash. Just a super organization to deal with. Small town banking. I've called them numerous times and always excellent service. So if you get the chance, man, please drop Jay Burdick a message or a message, I guess, and let them know you appreciate what they do for us. It'd be greatly appreciated. We'll go back to green on lap 7 of 10. Samuel Bachman still at the front of the field.
Yeah, back-to-back track time.
All right, drivers, welcome to the B main. Clayton, how many moving on?
8.
8 of you will transfer. You got 10 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Malachi Smith, Travis Anderson on the front row. Brandon Aylesworth, Jason Haynes in row number 2. Brandon Wright, Andrew Harley in row number 3. Logan Wentz, Chris Cox in row number 4. Samuel Bachman, Randy Shreves in 5. Dylan Kinsey, Heath Dyke in row number 6. 8 move on. 4 heading home. Malachi Smith at the front of the field. Travis Anderson to his outside. Pace truck is off, looking for the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. 10 laps to get it done. Brandon Aylesworth, he looked down low, couldn't quite make that pass. He pulls up alongside the 50 of Malachi Smith. Aylesworth pulls up behind Travis Anderson in P2. There is a gaggle of cars behind him. The 18 throws it in deep. He's able to save it. Malachi Smith in that 50 ride, he is in the final transfer position until that red and black car of Chris Cox. He took over P4 as the final transfer driver on lap 3 of 10. Travis Anderson setting sail up front. Harley gets by Brandon Aylesworth. Brandon is also an prior Air Force member. I'd like to thank Brandon for his service to our country. Chris Cox up to P4. The battle is going to be tight for that 4th and final transfer position. Randy Shreves in the mix. Malachi Smith, Aylesworth into the outside wall, opening the door for the 515 of Chris Cox. Cox not able to take advantage. Up front, Travis Anderson setting sail. Andrew Harley in a comfortable P2. Oh, we got a mess in the back. As the caution comes back out, let's take a look.
'22 of Brandon Wright. Just gets in there a little too hot. Car doesn't want to turn and collects the 007.
Yeah,
Samuel Bachman.
Made contact with the 83 before that, but 22 into the 007. So on lap 6 of 10, Anderson, Harley, Aylesworth, Cox, Shreves, Haynes, Smith, and Dyke, your current top 8 transfer drivers. Any of our real drivers out in the audience tonight? I found out this morning that Velocita Suits is having a big Black Friday sale. I think it ends on Monday. Kind of outgrew my suit, so it was either go on a diet or buy a bigger suit, so I ordered one this morning.
Absolutely. 10 out of 10 recommend that option.
Travis Anderson with a great restart. Harley in P2, Aylesworth 3, Chris Cox in P4. Watch that 36 car. He was on the bubble now.
Yeah, he got tangled up right there with the 50 of Malachi.
Logan Wentz now in the final transfer in that 18 machine. Malachi Smith is in the mix. Heath Dyke, so the pressure is going to come from right here. 5 of these cars will transfer, 4 will go home. Malachi Smith into the back of the 18. Saw that one coming on the broadcast on lap 10. It looks like we will go green-white checkers. That's unfortunate. So that'll mix up right on the transfer bubble. Coming up next, 25 lap feature for the Pro Late Models for tonight. If you're out there, you're cheering on a driver, let us know who you are cheering on. Give your driver a shout out. Roxanne Jones, you heard that's Braden Carter's grandma, is out in the audience cheering on the CTM boys. Gail, Rhonda's still out there. Grandma Pete's still out there. Again, as always, especially those of you on the East Coast, we greatly appreciate you tuning in every week as we've been running some pretty late races. Kind of real racing, Clayton. Sometimes we wouldn't get home till 2 in the morning. I think that was the biggest adjustment for an old guy my age. I thought, you people stay up this late? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you should be a part of a rain delay. Those are really good.
It's horrible for an old person. Travis Anderson, Harley, Cox, Shreves, Aylesworth, Haynes, Dyke, and Dylan Kinsey currently in the final transfer position in that 83 car. Samuel Bachman, he's trying to work his way back in. Can't do it. We're moving on to the feature.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to go for your feature. Feature to the grid, please. Feature to the grid. In the pro late models, Roxanne Jones is still out there. Ma'am, thank you for staying with us. Out in South Dakota, I believe. Tally Baldwin is still with us. Randy Carter, the title sponsor of this race. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Nothing has changed. You got 25 laps to get it done. Race hard, race clean, put on a great show. Good luck. Michael Carter, Joseph Grandy on the front row. Brandon Templeton, Braden Carter in row 2. Anthony Morano, Jordan LaFon in 3. Jesse Ingram, Dean Reynolds in 4. Justin Sick, Dylan DeWert in 5. Kelly Wheeler, Cale Smith in 6. Clay Christopherson, Luke Hines in 7. Anthony Marfulio, Caden Berry in 8. Travis Anderson, Andrew Harley in row number 9. Chris Cox, Randy Shreves in 10. Brandon Ellsworth, Jason Hines in row number 11. Heath Dyke and Dylan Kinsey round out your full field of 24 drivers for the 25-lap feature. TJ Hart is still with us. Rhonda is out with us. Again, we greatly appreciate everyone tuning in week after week to cheer on your favorite driver. It's what makes this all worth it. As the pace truck exits, we're getting ready to go green. CTM starting 1 and 4. Good restart by the drivers. .518 of Grandy pulls up side by side with Michael Carter as the Carter gang has found each other on the top of the track. Templeton gets a little bit loose. He's able to continue.
Oh, we got one around.
Lori Hates out there wishing all the drivers good luck as the caution comes out. Let's take a look. Running back there with Dyke. Just gets a mix up in front of him. So Michael Carter still the front of the field. Joseph Grandy P2, Braden Carter. Now the Carter gang has found each other. Grandma Pete out there wishing on that 11 car of Jordan LaFon. So Indiana reporting in.
Triple 7 and the 110 of Kelly Wheeler.
Let us know where you're from out there. If I have missed a little bit closer with the pace truck, please, front row. Let us know where you're from. I'd like to give you a shout out. Clayton is currently crazy busy with that last incident on lap 3 of 25. Restart out. Michael Carter with the lead. Braden Carter in P2. The 518 of Grandy would like to win this one and punch his ticket into the Week 16 Dash for Cash. Jordan LaFon in that 11 car. He's up front, pulling up behind the 05 of Braden Carter. LaFon running the middle. They're going to be close coming off of 4. They are 2 side by side. Michael Carter up front trying to get away. Braden Carter is hemmed in by Joseph Grandy and Jordan LaFon. Brandon Templeton, he's up to P5. Dean Reynolds, P6. Anthony Morano in P7. Justin Sick in P8. Dylan DeWert, P9. Cale Smith in the 115. is in P number 10. Michael Carter starting to pull away from the field. Braden Carter has settled back in P4. Dean Reynolds having a great run. Dean Reynolds is battling it out with Morano. The FTM drivers battling it out side by side. Justin Sick back there in the 15 car. Luke Hines, Caden Berry is up 4 positions in the 12, followed by Anthony Marfulio. Both of those drivers used to be teammates on the real track, I believe. Maybe somebody can correct me out there. Clay Christopherson in the 51. Gale from New Hampshire. Caden Berry fan. Curtis Griffin cheering on Justin Sick. Justin Sick is currently in P10. He is moved, he's fallen back 1. Roxanne Jones out in Virginia. Makes sense with Braden and Michael and Randy Carter out in the Virginia area. Found it very interesting. I looked at our Facebook watches of this stream. We do stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, 5 different channels, all live. But YouTube is showing the majority of our viewers coming out of the state of Virginia. Found that kind of interesting.
I'd say the Carters have a pretty big fan base.
Yeah, and surprising enough, California was like 4th with the 4th highest viewership of our stream. I found that kind of odd. So we only have 1 driver and myself from California, I believe. Brandon Templeton falling off the pace a little bit. Braden Carter not able to make up much ground on Jordan LaFawn. Let's go on board with Carter and see what LaFawn looks like out of his front bumper. This is behind Jordan LaFawn. TJ from New Hampshire. TJ, thank you, from Ohio originally. We're thinking, my wife and I am retired military, about to retire from civil service also. We're going to make our journey back east. We're not sure, West Virginia, Kentucky, or Tennessee. We're not sure yet. We'll see how that plays out here within the next few years. Michael Carter setting sail up front. Joseph Grandy. Jordan LaFawn able to hold off Braden Carter. Now Carter's going to dive down low. Jordan LaFawn leaving no room for a slider. Those drivers able. Good piece of driving. Curtis Griffin from West Virginia. I know every state I've been to throughout my military career hated to hear people from California coming to move to their state. We're going to add our name to that list here in the near future, I hope. Narrowed it down, Tennessee, West Virginia, or Kentucky. We're not sure yet.
That Marfulio looks like the right front is gone. Maybe. Yeah, it appears caution's going to come out there for the 238.
238's got some right front damage. Oh, yeah. That car, it's not handling well at all.
Oh, yeah, it just pushed. Caught. I was hoping we were going to make it to the checkered flag there just so I could say how shocked I am that we were going to have a 1 caution late model feature, but still 2 is very impressive. These guys showing a lot of respect here at Charlotte tonight.
Oh, what's going on? I can't get back to live. Let's see. There is Michael Carter at the front of the field. Roxanne Jones cheering on that 05. Justin Sick kind of holding out in P10 in that 0:15. Curtis Griffin out there. On lap 20 of 25, so we will have a single file restart. So, Carter, Grandy, LaFont, Carter, Templeton, your top 5. Running out of laps to settle it here. Good restart by Michael Carter. Joseph Grandy goes with Carter. Jordan LaFont running the middle. The 0.5 of Braden Carter on the high side. Jordan LaFont able to move up and get on the outside. Brandon Templeton battling it out with Dean Reynolds. Brandon Templeton in that 31 dirt track bank ride. Uh-oh, Michael Carter's about to have company from that 518. Those two pull up side by side. On lap 22 of 25. Now Jordan LaFont drops down low. He leaves the high side to the youngster out of Virginia.
Joseph Grandy for the lead. Found something on the bottom.
Grandy's going to roll the bottom. Coming off of 4, it'll be Grandy at the line. Will we have a new winner in the Pro Late Model division? Grandy rolling the bottom side by side with Michael Carter. Carter trying to push the 518 down low. Grandy is rolling that bottom. We're side by side at the line for the lead. Carter up high. Joseph Grandy down low. Jordan LaFont going with Grandy. Grandy with the advantage off of 2. Coming into turn 3. Grandy rolling the bottom. You can see a little patch of traction down there. It'll be Grandy with 1 to go at the line. Grandy down low. Jordan LaFont down low. Braden and Michael Carter on the high side. This is going to be a drag race. They come into 3 side by side. Jordan LaFont slides in and gets in the back of Grandy. It'll be Carter, Grandy, Carter. Top 3 start finish line. Top 3 start finish line, please. What a race to the finish. Joseph Grandy lined it up, gave the 15 car of Carter everything he wanted. We'll get a word with your top 3. We'll do quick interviews so we can get to the 360 sprint car race that is practicing right now. I can make that work, fellas. Don't forget to go up for your interviews. What a finish, Clayton.
Yeah, I just looked at it. Jordan LaFont net coated the inside tire, snapped the left front on the car, and she shot straight up into Joseph. Good save by Joseph, able to come out with a P2, but wow, I was looking forward to that finish.
Yeah, that was going to be. We'll get with Braden Carter as soon as he makes his way up to the broadcast booth here. I don't see him yet. Let's grab Joseph Grandy. 518 of Joseph Grandy. Started second, finished second. Joseph, this is Joe. You got me?
Yep, how's it going, Joe?
Hey, man, welcome back. That's how you come back. I thought you had something for Michael Carter there. It seems like a little bit of an incident there. Nothing intentional, man. Great run. Walk us through your night and welcome back.
358s. I messed up a little bit. I got in the back of Braden on a start, and I dropped a couple spots. Managed 6. But here, I knew the bottom would come in towards the end of the race. At least for me, I'm pretty good at hitting the bottom, and thought I had a good chance there. But fate wasn't on my side tonight.
Yeah, man. Who do you want to thank on that ride for a podium finish?
Like to thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Tone and Repair, Inferno Motorsports, Getting Hooked, Warrior Wraps. That's about it. I'd like to thank you guys for doing the broadcast.
Yeah, man. We gonna see you in the 360s?
Yeah, I should have time.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hey, Braden, it's Clayton up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, sharp looking paint this week. Joe and I both are in love with that ghost looking 505. Looked pretty fast, man. Didn't didn't quite have the drive to run down Dad tonight. What did it need in that 5 tonight to possibly get to Dad and see if you could potentially, snag a win from him?
It might sound crazy, but more cautions, but it's good that we didn't have that many. It was a pretty caution-free race, but it would have been more cautious to have a better restart with him. Me and Jordan had a great race there. Props to him, man. We were battling out for I don't know how many laps, and then I eventually got around him on that last lap. I thought I could have gotten second there when Jordan got into Grandy there, maybe another one too. But I mean, it was just tight, fun racing, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. Car looked great. You drove great, buddy. Who do you got to thank on that car tonight for a podium finish?
Yeah, I gotta thank CTM Motorsports, Cale Smith, Michael Carter, Randy Carter Painting, my granddad. I gotta thank Pit Lizard Graphics. Gotta thank my grandma. I gotta thank my girlfriend. I gotta thank you guys for putting this on.
Alrighty, buddy. We're gonna see you in the sprint cars.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna make a appearance in those.
Alrighty, man. Well, hopefully we'll be talking to you again one more time tonight, and we'll see you.
Thank you, man. That's always the goal.
Yes, sir.
Michael Carter brings the 15 home in P1. Michael, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Now you got Roxanne Jones out there saying, what a wheel man Michael Carter is, my friend. That was a close one. And maybe the big track helped us put on a great show, but you guys were dicing it up front, man. Walk us through it.
Oh yeah, man. He had me sweating there. I was hoping we wasn't gonna see that caution there. I had a really good lead and the line was working and it just started going away. I guess a few people besides me was running it, and I tried working that kind of half a slider line in 1 and 2, and then half a slider in 3 and 4, and it worked the whole race there until the end. And he got a really good restart on me working that bottom down there. And I got to thank my son because he told me, he said, Dad, you better rip the top. So I hurried up and jumped up there and got some momentum going. And yeah, got it done, man. And that was a really close one. Hats off to Joseph. That was a really good race.
Yeah, man, you're not going to let anybody else in this Dash for Cash unless they truly earn that privilege, man. So another great run by the 15, man. Who do you want to thank on that ride for your drive to victory lane? 2 for 2, by the way.
I always got to thank you guys here, man. You do an awesome job. Dirt Track Bank, Friday Night Lights, GY6RN, Clayton up in the booth. Really appreciate you guys giving us a place to race. I got to thank my dad, Randy Carter Painting. He's watching. CTM Motorsports, Cale Smith, Braden Carter. Awesome run to him. Like I said, awesome run to Joseph, too. Let's see here. Pit Lizard Graphics, Kyle Hardy Racing. All of Cale's family's watching. All my friends that are watching. My mom. I really appreciate y'all tuning in.
All right, man. We going to see you in the sprint cars?
Possible. Not sure yet.
All right, man. Get out there and do your thing.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Joe.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there are the Pro Late Models. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have the nightcap with the 360 sprint cars. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Soldiers, sailors, airmen and women enlist in the armed forces for many reasons, including a sense of duty, patriotism, the adventure, travel, and adrenaline. Many continue their military service because they discover a brother and sisterhood, an identity, a team. When service members are injured or wounded and can no longer perform their military duties, they quickly find themselves removed from their team, no longer serving the purpose for which they trained.
I came back from Afghanistan in 2013, and it was kind of a trial and error of finding out, after the military, what's next in life.
Being forced to leave a military career filled with purpose and pride can be challenging. Some challenges may leave lasting scars. An illness, wound, or injury can make anyone question their worth and sense of belonging after military service.
35 years in the Army, and I needed something to transition into. And so from that transition came an idea, and the idea was this.
Even though a military career may be coming to an end, or already ended, recovery can occur in the most unexpected places with unforeseen opportunities. Recovery, whether physical or mental, has no defined beginning or ending. it may last a lifetime.
For me, one of the biggest surprises that I found out going through it was that it's not like the flu where, you get sick and then you get better. You're never cured. And that's so frustrating. It's so hard to tell someone that. And it's so easy to slip back. And every single time you have to find a new way to fight it, it's a different monster every time you battle it.
This can feel daunting to a warrior who is suddenly forced to leave everything they know, trust, and love, finding themselves at the beginning of an unknown and possibly frightening new journey. Welcome to the world of motorsports.
We're in the right place at the right time in our lives to be able to take these guys that are wounded and put them in front of people that can actually show them that there is a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood within the motorsports industry, that there is potential for career opportunities for them if they have the skill set.
Motorsports offers an opportunity to regain that sense of identity within a safe, fast-paced team environment, providing a renewed sense of purpose. It has many facets, all created by teams working together for success on the track. Like in the military, in motorsports the goal is in accomplishing the mission, winning as a team, collectively celebrating the successes and supporting teammates through the losses. Through motorsport opportunities, Operation Motorsport assists medically transitioning service members and veterans with discovering new ways of achieving a renewed sense of hope, purpose, and pride.
Besides the basic brake changing, oil changing, tire rotation, I've actually learned how to assemble and disassemble some engine parts, change some axles, do some alignments and stuff. So give it a try. You never know. This was nothing that I expected. I did not expect to be fully suited, jumping over a wall while cars are going 100 and something miles an hour.
From motors to media, tires to tickets, and hot laps to hospitality. Operation Motorsport provides beneficiaries the chance to become immersed within professional motorsports and provides them with the opportunity to find out firsthand what captivates their imagination and interest. These opportunities provide an avenue of discovery within the motorsports immersion or diversionary therapy programs, all within the Excite, Engage, and Empower recovery programs. Operation Motorsport also offers virtual engagements and recovery opportunities through an iRacing league, engaging beneficiaries in a safe, competitive environment from the comfort and safety of their home. Meeting other like-minded people, service members and veterans on the virtual racetrack, opening the doors to Motorsport Academy programs that prepare beneficiaries for their first encounters at the racetrack, and possibly leading to a day when they can get behind the wheel.
A team environment's a perfect place for people like us to kind of get back into some kind of normalcy when you go through a lot when you get medically discharged. And it kind of sucks and you put through the ringer, but I feel like what Operation Motorsport's doing is just something that's just really valuable.
Operation Motorsport prides itself in keeping beneficiaries engaged after the race weekend, throughout their recovery and beyond, through our recovery programs, or as a member of the 22 pit crew. No matter the background or story, Operation Motorsport is always there to listen, provide a safe and comfortable space, and a trusted circle of confidence that is open and honest about what difficulties may lie ahead for those transitioning out of a military career. Operation Motorsport believes in the power of team, identity, and purpose.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at the Nightcap 360 Sprint Cars. TJ Hart fired up for the 360 Sprinters. Let's call the drivers off the track. All drivers clear the track. All drivers clear the track, please. As we are doing much better this week on time than we have in previous weeks. All right, drivers, welcome to week number 5. As we told the previous drivers, any driver that joins the league after week number 5 will not be qualified for the $1,000 Dash for Cash in Week 16, as you must participate in no less than 10 races throughout the regular season. So the field for the Dash for Cash is going to come out of drivers who have already ran with us. Without further ado, we're getting ready to drop the green flag. I won't go over the notes, as all of you have known. I know we do have a couple of new drivers. Let me talk about restarts. The initial starts are on the green. Restarts are on the leader. Leader gets to pick inside or outside. Bring out 2 cautions in any race, a heat race, a main, or the feature, and you are done for the night. Intentional contact, never acceptable. Finish in the top 3. Go to Discord for your interviews. Quick time award of $10. You only have 12 incident points, and we go, sprint cars are all single file restarts. So any question, comments, or concerns from the drivers, now would be the time. None heard. We'll advance the session and get the show underway. Thank you for coming out tonight. All right, Clayton, here we go. 360 sprinters. What are we looking for? Been a good night so far.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars are going to be hauling the mail around this big old 5.8, I believe Charlotte is. Very fast track. Sprint cars, heck, a 305 sprint car looks incredibly fast here. These 360s are going to be turning some very fast laps. These guys are going to be, carrying a lot of speed and momentum into the corner. A lot of slide jobs, I would assume. I don't really think anybody will go up to the top and bang the cushion, but you never know. We'll see how the track kind of burns off, what gets popular quick, and hopefully have a great racetrack for the feature.
Yeah, man. I have not been in a sprint car on iRacing in months and months, and I climbed in one Monday night, and I was garbage. Couldn't figure out the 360 after the previous update on iRacing. So, yeah, these drivers are about to get after it. Much respect. Brandon Aylesworth, top of the board, not for very long. Caden Berry, 13.536 for the youngster out of New Hampshire. Brandon Aylesworth in P2. Braden Carter in the 05. He's currently 10th quick, 14.080. James Ingram in that 40 ride, 14.775, currently 20th quick. Dave Badio in the 16. Hope I got that name right, Dave. If not, please let me know. Where does he time in? Must have hit the wall. No time registered. 56, Randy Shreves. 4th quick, 13.788. Anthony Morano moves up 7th quick, 13.912. Anthony Marfulio shuts it down, 13th quick. Badio, 13.855 in the 16 machine. That is a name that we haven't said before, I don't think, Clayton.
No, I don't recognize it, but good to see the newcomers up top. I like to see it. 2nd quick on his 2nd lap with a 13.605 out of the 16 of Dave Badio.
We'll have to figure out, hopefully, maybe we'll talk to him in an interview. Anyway, Caden Berry, top of the board, 13.536. Badio P2, 13.605, a 7.06 for Aylesworth, 7.61 for Grandy, and Shreves with a 7.88. Anthony Marfulio still out on track with a 14.039, 15th quick. Waiting on Michael Carter to come out on track, and there he is. 15-car driver out of Virginia, giving the 360 sprinters a ride. Let's see where Carter times in 12th quick, 14.029. So there you have it. There is your top driver, Caden Berry, with your quick time. Badio's part of the Marfulio and Berry group. So out of the East Coast, heat 1 to the grid. Heat 1 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. Leader, 1.5 car length behind a pace truck. Everybody else, once you get the 1 to go, tighten it up. Half car length between yourself, the car in front of you. Initial start is on green. Do not jump the start. Do not pass before the start-finish line. Restarts on leader. Leader pick inside or outside with before the 1 to go. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving directly to the feature. Everybody else going to a main event of sorts. Again, 8 laps. Top 4 moving on. Race hard. Race clean. Good luck. Caden Berry, Joseph Grandy on the front row. Dean Reynolds, Brandon Templeton in row 2. Andy Patton, Anthony Marfulio in 3. Dylan DeWert, Heath Dyke in row number 4. Samuel Buckman, Brandon Wright in row number 5. We also have, for the first time this year, the 87 car of Andy Patton is back with us. Retired Air Force member. We are both stationed at the same base a number of years apart, and both a member of the fighter squadron at Spangdahlem Air Base. So that was kind of cool to talk with Andy about his service and how we were in the same squadron just a number of years apart. As the green flag comes out, Caden Berry with the 518. Grandy is no slouch in a sprint car. Berry does not quite slide out to the wall, leaving room for the 518. There goes the slider line for the 12 car as he opens up a big lead over Grandy. Brandon Templeton, Dean Reynolds, the 4 transfer drivers so far. Templeton running the high side. Anthony Marfulio once in the mix, as Anthony Marfulio is the first car on the outside looking in. Marfulio with a good run on the high side. Caden Berry up front setting sail. He's got Joseph Grandy behind him running a slider line. Look at that line, Clayton.
I apologize. There was a little bit of contact between Dean Reynolds and Anthony Marfulio. What was I missing there?
Looking at that slider line, Caden Berry's running in 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah, Marfulio's around. Caution zone. I did see that on the original start there. Got in side by side with Grandy. And when they were off of 4, excuse me while I get the COL handed out, Heath Dyke to the back there. Yeah, so I watched Caden Berry slide Joseph Grandy and thought Joseph was going to cut under, and, we were going to have them side by side again after a crossover at the stripe. And Caden had a 5-car gap. That slider line on the first or second lap, I believe, man, it stuck, and he hooked up and drove off like no tomorrow. So these guys real quick will have to take note, make a few adjustments. You can move the wing back and forth in this car while you're in the car. I think that's the only adjustment you can make on a sprint car. But yeah, these guys are going to have to, watch, see what they do, and hopefully be able to run it with Caden, or else Caden's just going to check out, and man, he'll win the race by lap 5 if we stay green, if they can't adjust to it.
Yeah, 12 car looking good up front. Ran away from the 518 of Grandy. Brandon Templeton, my teammate, driver out of Corning, Iowa, currently in P number 3. And Dean Reynolds holds down the 4th and final transfer position. Andy Patton, the first car on the outside looking in, with Dylan DeWert back there on lap 4 of 8. So here we go. Pace truck is off, leaving the field to the youngster out of New Hampshire, Caden Berry, in that 12 car. He's going to start up high, cut down low, back underway. Good restart by Caden Berry. Berry, Joseph Grandy, Brandon Templeton. Berry banging the high side. Grandy stays a little bit lower. I am just super impressed with the line that 12 car is running. Our onboards are not good. Let's go with this one. If you get car sick, my apologies. That is the 12 car. You can see the youngster in there busy with his hands as Caden Berry is pulling away. Grandy trying to reel him in on the last lap. We got 2 more corners to navigate. 12 car dives down low, going to slide up high. Grandy, Templeton, and Dean Reynolds, your 4 transfer drivers. Heat 2 to the grid. Heat 2 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. You got 8 laps to get it done. top 4 transferring to the feature. Everyone else going to a main event. Again, 8 laps, top 4 transfer. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Dave Badio, Randy Shreves on the front row, Matt Grimm, Jason Hines in row 2, Braden Carter, Andrew Harley in row number 3, Donald Ingram, Chris Cox in 4, James Ingram, Luke Hines round out your field of 10 drivers. So knowing that Badio is part of the Marfulio and Barry group, this field could be in store for a good run coming from that front row, Clayton.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Mr. Dave's got here. Got a past champion on his outside, the one and only Wyobi's Matt Grimm behind him. Jason Hines, no slouch in a sprint car. Dave's going to have to show us what he's worth and show it quick right here.
Green flag is out. We are underway. Got Randy Shreves to his outside and Matt Grimm. So Grimm, as we know, is no slouch for sure. Randy Shreves can wheel a sprint car as those two. Shreves, as the caution comes out, as you heard. I saw somebody back there beating and banging. Badio, Shreves, Grimm, Braden Carter, your top 4 currently in transfer positions.
It's going to be on the 10 car.
As caution comes out on lap 4 of 8, sprint cars they get done with the heats really quick, although these cautions kind of slow us down a little bit. Pace truck will exit, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing with Dave Badio on the pole. Randy Shreves, P2, Grimm, and Jason Haynes, your top 4 currently in transfer positions. Good restart by that 16 machine as he opens up a big lead on Randy Shreves. So apparently these guys have done their homework, running a similar line. That line is pretty fast in the 3 and 4 for sure. Randy Shreves, Grimm, Braden Carter, now he's moving on the high side of the 66. The youngster from Virginia dives down low. Braden Carter wants to run that same line, and he will move up into P4. Jason Haynes, Chris Cox, Andrew Harley back there. Up front, looks like we have another strong sprint car driver out of the East Coast in Dave Badio, as he is getting it done at the front of the field. Randy Shreves in P2, Matt Grimm in P3.
Yeah, Dave. Andrew Harley got a little contact there, saving it. If Dave wins this heat race, we're going to have a Caden Berry, Dave Badio front row for the feature. Randy Shreves wanting to look like, I think he stayed up top here in 3 and 4. I'll see what he does this time. Yeah, he's running about a lane higher and kind of getting a little bit better of a run. But yeah, we could possibly have a Caden Berry and a Dave Badio front row for the feature, and we're going to have a show from the drop of the green if so.
Yes, sir. So now the 2, Randy Shreves and Matt Grimm, have closed in. It's too late. It's Dave Badio for the win. Shreves, Grimm, Carter, your top 4 moving on to the feature. That was a pretty darn good show right there. If you keep Matt Grimm and Randy Shrees behind you, you're doing something. Heat 3 to the grid. Heat 3 to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you know the drill. You got 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 moving on. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Brandon Aylesworth, Sabrina Smith on the front row. Anthony Morano, Michael Carter in row number 2. Cale Smith, Clay Christopherson in 3. Dylan Kinsey, Jesse Ingram in row number 4. And Kelly Wheeler rounds out our field of 9 drivers. So Brandon Aylesworth in that 41 machine, driver out of California, who races with me in real life. Has not been on the sim long. He's making some real good strides. We'll see how it plays out here in heat number 3 as he's got Sabrina Smith to his outside. Aylesworth looking for the green flag coming off of turn 4 for the slow crawl. Green flag is out. We are underway. Oh, Sabrina Smith did not get a good restart on that outside, and that causes some stack up behind him. Caution comes out. All right, drivers, during cautions, you still need to maintain about a half car length between yourself and the car in front of you. Do not lag back. Leader, I need you 1.5 car length from the pace truck, please, until it exits. Once the pace truck exits, keep a steady pace. No more lagging back to get a good run on the car in front of you. That was not in this race. That was a previous heat race. So need all drivers evenly spaced. 1.5 car length. We'll be working lap 3 of 8 once we go back green. Aylesworth, Sabrina Smith, Morano, and Michael Carter, your top 4. Sabrina Smith did not get a good restart the last time out. Kind of backed up the field behind him, and that led to the incident. Wasn't sure who that caution was on.
I'm not either.
When all else fails, iRacing will sort it out. Lights are still on the pace truck, so we do have at least one more time around. Roxanne Jones cheering on CTM boys. Cale Smith in the 115 is still out battling in this heat race. Currently running in the 5th position, so he is 1 position out. Michael Carter is in 4th position in a final transfer in that 15 machine. So CTM fans still out there. Caden Berry fans out there in good numbers. Again, if you're new to Friday Night Lights, check out, we just created a Facebook page where you can follow the points of your drivers. Got a link to our Discord, link to the broadcast. That's fnlrl.com. Green flag is back out. Brandon Aylesworth, good restart. Sabrina Smith gets going this time as Anthony Morano dives to the bottom. Sabrina Smith bumps into the 41 car. I'm not sure what happened as the caution comes back out. Let's take a look. There is Aylesworth. You can see the 031 come into the picture. To just make contact. All right, drivers, let's settle in, get some green flag laps in.
Yeah, this one's on the 031. of Sabrina Smith.
Anthony Morano, Michael Carter, Cale Smith, Jesse Ingram. That puts 2 CTM drivers in the transfer spots. Jesse Ingram in that lucky 777 is the first car, or will, no. Jesse Ingram is in a transfer. Dylan Kinsey is the first car on the outside looking in. Again, I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had the family over, the grandkids. It was an absolutely amazing day. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning back in. We will have a break this year over Christmas and New Year's for a week. So looking forward to that. You can also see our schedule on FNLRL.com. Our schedule is going to be updated, however. Anthony Morano taking us to the green flag. Good start by Morano. Let's go on board. You can see Sherry is now in 2 places. Anthony and I had a conversation about that. Both of them blocked by roll bars. You can see the heart. That is Sherry, his wife, on board. Tunes in every week to support that 32 car. As Michael Carter is in P2. Cale Smith, Jesse Ingram in the final transfer position. Looks like Brandon Aylesworth may have exited. Or is he on pit road?
Yeah, I see him sitting on pit road. Possibly still towing from his incident, not quite sure.
Uh-oh, don't look now. Michael Carter's got some momentum on lap 6 of 8. He's pulled up to the rear bumper of that 32 car. Michael Carter getting it done now in a sprint car. Cale Smith in the tire tracks of his teammate in the 115. Jesse Ingram still in the 4th and final transfer position. Clay Christopherson trying to figure it out as the 51 car's tracking down that 777. And Dylan Kinsey is also in the mix. Kelly Wheeler, Sabrina Smith still with us up front. Morano, 1 to go. 2 more corners to navigate. Coming off of 4, Morano, Carter, Smith, Ingram. Your top 4. Christopherson runs out of room. C main to the grid. C main to the grid, please. Okay, you know the question, Clayton. How many we got moving on? Looks like Clayton is busy. We got 10 laps, drivers to get it done. I'm not certain how many are moving on. 4 of you are moving on. So race hard, race clean. Good luck. Sabrina Smith, Heath Dyke on the front row. Luke Hines, Kelly Wheeler in row 2. Anthony Marfulio, Andrew Harley in row number 3. Brandon Aylesworth, Samuel Bachman in row number 4. And James Ingram rounds out your 9 drivers. So waiting for Luke Hines, Andrew Harley, and Samuel Bachman to grid. If they're still with us.
Like Luke Hines, Samuel Bachman. I still see Andrew Harley, but Luke Hines and Samuel Bachman not with us any longer tonight. And we're going to go rolling without them.
They will miss the grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. 2 of these cars will not move on. Got to reshuffle the grid here, so Clayton's a little bit busy. Coming off of turn 4, looking for the green flag is Sabrina Smith. We are underway in the C main. 4 of these drivers move on. First car on the outside looking in is the Kelly Wheeler in that 110 car. You got Sabrina Smith up front, Heath Dyke P2, Anthony Marfulio P3, Brandon Aylesworth in P number 4. Aylesworth running the high side. That 238 car, as history has shown, he'll roll that bottom all night long and usually ends up somewhere near the front of the field. However, Aylesworth getting a great run off of the top side as we're side by side for the lead. Sabrina Smith, Heath Dyke giving it a go. Aylesworth quick on the high side, right up on the cushion. Looks like the lead will go over to our driver from Australia. Heath Dyke moves up to the point. Sabrina Smith falls back to P2. Anthony Marfulio is in the final transfer as Kelly Wheeler and James Ingram, Luke Hines, Bachman, and Andrew Harley are not with us. Sabrina Smith trying to catch his breath and get his legs back under, make a run at Heath Dyke on lap 5 of 10. We are halfway through this time by. Top 3 starting to pull away from Marfulio. Heath Dyke putting on a show. Sabrina Smith has a mirror full of the 41 car. Oh, those two make contact. Can Aylesworth hold on to it? And he does put Brandon Aylesworth in P2. Sabrina Smith falls back to P3. Anthony Marfulio in P4. It looks like the 4 transfer drivers are settling this themselves as Heath Dyke is pulling away from the field. Brandon Aylesworth in a comfortable P2. Sabrina Smith, Anthony Marfulio rolling that bottom. That may come in handy later on in the feature, Clayton.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the middle in 3 and 4 at least, where we saw Caden Berry and a few others run that slider line, is really, really slick all the way through the middle. So you're not getting the drive in the center of the corner like you were when Caden Berry, when Braden Carter, when Michael Carter were running that line. Now it is strictly all burnt off. You have to choose and make your choice very fast with how fast these guys are moving, top or bottom. And I believe, we've seen a lot more burning the top off. Marfulio, yeah, he finished 4th right there in the transfer. He's going to have a lot of work to do right here to get to the top 12 to make a transfer spot. But that bottom is going to be probably the place to be as we get into the feature.
All right, drivers, you got 10 laps to get it done. Clayton, how many moving on?
Top 12. Looks like
12 of
everybody
you will move on. So you're racing for your starting position in the feature. Everybody will transfer. 10 laps. Race hard, race clean. Good luck. Andy Patton, Jason Hines on the front row. Clay Christopherson, Dylan DeWert in row number 2. Chris Cox, Dylan Kinsey in 3. Brandon Wright, Donald Ingram in 4. Heath Dyke, Brandon Aylesworth in row number 5. Sabrina Smith and Anthony Marfulio round out your field of 12 drivers. So here we go. These drivers will get one last shot of the track in this condition. Here at Friday Night Lights, we start the track at 0 to start the night, and it just holy smokes.
Yeah, we're redoing that one.
Caution will come out. Looks like Andy Patton got a little jump on the field. Like the 87 car with a little bit of a jump. We will double them up one more time. All restarts in sprint cars are single file. However, we did not even get past the initial start, so we'll line them back up side by side. Let's go tighten it up in the back, please, drivers. And we are looking good. Andy Patton will take us to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Andy Patton's got Jason Haynes to his outside. Patton's going to dive down low. 87 car doesn't slide out to the wall. Leaves that out there for Canadian driver Jason Haynes. Now Patton will run the slider, put the 87 on the point. Dylan DeWert in P3. Chris Cox in P4. Craig Christopherson battling it out. Dylan Kinsey. Heath Dyke in the 36. Now we're getting back into the C main drivers. Brandon Aylesworth in the 41 is P8. Brandon Wright, Sabrina Smith, Donald Ingram, and Anthony Marfulio rounds out your field on lap 4 of 10. Patton getting it done up front. Andy Patton, the owner of A&J Custom Creations. He actually sponsored our 305 sprint car division last season that we were out. Again, thank him for his service and for supporting Friday Night Lights. Jason Haynes, Dylan DeWert, Craig Christopherson, Dylan Kinsey, Chris Cox, Brandon Aylesworth. So 2 former Air Force members in the field. 3 with Donald Ingram in the field. As always, like to thank Donald for his service also. Up front, Andy Patton setting sail on lap 8 of 10. Patton opening up a pretty good lead. First week of the season for Andy Patton in that 87. Getting it done. Looks like we got a battle back here between Heath Dyke and Dylan DeWert. That was settled pretty darn quick. I don't know if DeWert let Heath Dyke go and just fell in line. Coming to the white flag. Andy Patton takes the white flag. Dives down to the bottom in 1 and 2. He'll slide to the outside. Everyone transferring. Slides down to the bottom one more time. Coming off of 4. It'll be Patton for the B main win. Patton, Haynes, Dyke, DeWert, Christopherson, Aylesworth, Kinsey, Smith, Ingram, Marvelio, Wright, and Cox. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will take a quick break and we will be right back.
Biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're ready for the nightcap. 30 laps of 360 sprint car action. As the drivers are just wrapping up practice. Barry, Grimm, Haynes, Templeton, Badio, your top 5. Feature to the grid, please. All right, drivers, you got 30 laps to get it done. On your restarts, do not lag back. Everybody needs to keep a steady pace speed. Again, you got 30 laps to get it done. Initial start is on green. All restarts are on the leader. Race hard, race clean, put on a great show. Good luck. Caden Berry, Dave Badio on the front row. Anthony Morano, Joseph Grandy in row number 2. Randy Shreves, Michael Carter in 3. Brandon Templeton, Matt Grimm in 4. Cale Smith, Dean Reynolds in 5. Braden Carter, Jesse Ingram in row number 6. Andy Patton, Jason Haynes in row number 7. Heath Dyke, Dylan DeWert in row number 8. Clay Christopherson, Brandon Ellsworth in row number 9. Dylan Kinsey, Sabrina Smith in 10. Donald Ingram, Anthony Marfulio in 11. Brandon Wright and Chris Cox rounds out your 3rd full field for a feature for tonight.
I'm taking the new guy on the outside.
Oh,
Front row, Mr. Dave.
I know I should pick Caden. I know I should. I got to go with my teammate. That's the 31 of Brandon Templeton coming from, let's see, 7. Green flag is out. Caden Berry is underway. The youngster in the 12th car. We got an East Coast front row. Berry. Oh, Anthony Morano, like he shot out of a gun, comes off the bottom. Morano making the bottom. Badio and Caden Berry trading slide jobs. They're not cutting each other any slack. Matt Grimm trying to come through the field. Randy Shreves down on the bottom side. It is a dogfight up front. We got cars all over each other. Joseph Grandy, Matt Grimm, Badio, Michael Carter, Brandon Templeton, Randy Shreves in the 56. As the caution comes out. Well, that was a lot of action in a big hurry, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at that car on the high side. The 66 is who I'm showing. Oh, they just touch rear tires. That's Jesse Ingram and Jason Haynes. Nowhere for the cars behind them to go. Brandon Ellsworth almost makes it through. So Morano jumps to the point right off the bat, but he's got a mirror full of Barry, Grandy, Grimm, and Badio. That is your top 5. Leader, need you to keep a steady pace behind the pace truck there. Everybody else, I need you to tighten up. 1 to 1.5 car length behind the car in front of you. Let's get a good restart. Good luck. Rhonda still cheering on Caden. TJ out there. TJ, thanks for joining us, man. I think this is the second week in a row that we have chatted. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Anthony Morano takes that slow crawl on the bottom side. And he is off. Good restart by the 32. Caden Berry in tow in the 12. Berry, he's going to run the bottom now. He leaves the top open to Grandy. Don't look now, Ohio driver. That is Matt Grimm in that 91. That is another YOB driver running in P4. Michael Carter in P5. Newcomer David Badio in the number 16. Hope I'm saying that right, David. Get on a podium, sir, so you can tell me how to pronounce it. We got a battle up front. Morano, Grandy. We're going to go 3 wide. Barry on the bottom. Michael or Anthony Morano went to the high side and loses traction. Looks like the 12th car put Caden Berry, the youngster out of New Hampshire, on the point. Berry now, Grandy goes to the high side and gets a good run. It is a battle for who can go lower. It makes me a little bit nervous there between Morano and Caden Berry. Grandy, he is dealing the high side, getting on the cushion in 3 and 4 with a good run off. Caden Berry in P2. Matt Grimm, both repeat feature winners. Grimm gets into the outside wall. Now Berry pulls back up out front and in front of Grimm. My apologies. Anthony Morano falls back to P4. Joseph Grandy in that 518, he is setting sail as Caden Berry, caution comes out. I'm seeing Clay Christopherson here. Oh, gosh darn. There is apparently a big hump coming into... I have never seen that. This is coming into turn 1. The 51 hit something right there. That threw that car sideways.
A 2X popped up for him when he dove down into 1 on the bottom. Might have clipped one of the tires that border the inside of the track there, broke something in the left front, and maybe something happened when he tried to throw it into 3. But yeah, I've never seen a sprint car go rallycross before until tonight.
Yeah, that's different.
It looked cool.
Now during one of the updates, I can't remember which track, Lucas Oil maybe, I ran into an invisible wall entering a corner, but never seen one hop like that. So Joseph Grandy at the front of the field. He's got Caden Berry and Matt Grimm behind him. Both those drivers are repeat winners in Friday Night Lights. Already punched their ticket to the Dash for Cash. Pace truck is off. Good restart by Grandy. Berry goes to the high side. His teammate Matt Grimm goes with him. Berry, good run off of turn number 2. Gets up into the wall. That slowed the momentum of the 12 car a little bit. He's got plenty of time. Caden Berry, Grimm, Anthony Marfulio, Michael Carter are your top 5. Brandon Templeton in the 31. Heath Dyke is up 7 positions. Brandon Ellsworth is up 7. Donald Ingram in the 10 car is up 8 positions. That 518 car, Clayton, he has found something where if this goes green for very long, the 518 car is going to pull away from the field so far.
Yeah, he is for sure wheeling right now. Looks like somebody's blinking near Dean Reynolds.
Heath
Dyke.
Got a car on the track blinking. It happens with internet sometimes. Caden Berry gets in line. Now Matt Grimm dives up in front of his teammate. Caution comes out. Sabrina Smith, possibly. Let's take a look. That's the 031. That's Jesse Ingram that's up into the wall. Just comes down and gets into the 031. Unfortunate. The 777, that is that the second in the sprints or in the feature or in the for the night?
He had one on lap 3 and that one just occurred on the 16th lap.
Yep. So both in the same race.
Yes, sir.
Right on. Joseph Grandy on lap 17 of 30. We're starting to click some laps away. So we get a car blinking here at Friday Night Lights. First time we give them a warning. Second time EOL. Third time is done for the night. They got to park it. So we'll see how apparently the 36 car. See what it looks like on our screen here. Driver from Australia. So getting ready to go back green. Keep an eye on that 36 car. I got to tell you, it is unnerving when you're behind the wheel of a iRacing car. When the car in front of you blinks out, you don't know where to go. Lights are off on the pace truck. Some of the best drivers on the sim right here in this race. We got I ratings from 7,000 down to 1,500, 709 actually. So a wide range of drivers out on track. We try to allow everyone who wants to race. We don't have iRacing limits, and somehow the quality of our drivers makes that work week in and week out. Joseph Grandy up front got a caution back out. I think that was Sabrina Smith. I think Sabrina Smith actually, oh, he's running with no wing.
So I've got Heath Dyke. So I've got the 36 of Heath that had the blinking issue as he crossed the stripe. Obviously his car was not present when he crossed, and it scored him a lap down. Does Heath get the wave or no?
So
he's not with us.
So Heath Dyke will go to the back of the field. Clayton, if that happens, I think we would, we might not have to worry about it. I think we would let him run out and update the finish by hand, if that makes sense. If his car came back solid and he finished 5th, we would give him 5th, even though it's showing him a couple laps down. Because he was blinking out, we know he's not laps down. Joseph Grandy still at the front of the field on lap 18 of 30. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Joseph Grandy, Barry, Grimm, Morano, and Carter. Morano rolling that bottom side. Brandon Templeton in the 31 car is up P6. Dean Reynolds in the 79 is battling it out. Braden Carter in the 05. The 16 of Badio hasn't really gone anywhere. He's dropped 7 from the start, so we'll see how that plays out throughout the night. Randy Shreves in P10. We got a battle for the lead, 3 wide. Caden Berry on the high side with the pass. He passes Joseph Grandy, him and his teammate Matt Grimm. That moves Grandy back to P3. Caden Berry has found the high side, banging the cushion. 12 car to the lead. Dives down low in 3, slides up through turn number 4. Berry, Matt Grimm are going to battle it out up front. Joseph Grandy in P3. Michael Carter with the slide job. Templeton able to woe it up. Anthony Morano, Brandon Templeton in P6. Dean Reynolds in P7. Braden Carter in 8. Randy Shreves in the 56. Battling it out with Badio. Oh, Graham into the outside wall. We missed the pass. I had Graham on the point. As the 51 of Christofferson and the 22 involved. On lap 25 of 30, so laps are clicking by pretty quick. If we have fans left out there in the audience, who do you got? Who is going to win the feature here at the dirt track at Charlotte? Let's hear from the fans. Again, as always, thank you very much for tuning in. I got 3 Caden Berry answers from Gail, Nick, and Rhonda cheering on that 12 car. Matt Grimm on the point. Caden Berry in P2. Not sure what happened to Joseph Grandy. Rhonda, Nick, Gale, and TJ say the 12 car is going to go to victory lane. So here we go. 91 Ohio driver of Matt Grimm, our last season's sprint car champion, is on the point with Caden Berry in tow. Working lap 25 of 30. Pace truck is off. Looks like we had some contact in the back of the field, believe it or not, under caution. Not sure who that was. Huh, I don't know what happened. So trying to figure out what happened under caution. I did not capture it. So about to get this settled here. When we can't see incidents, as sometimes we can't see them all, we let iRacing take over at that point. And we go by iRacing's rule. So now we got it settled. Here we go. Matt Grimm at the front of the field. Caden Berry, P2. Joseph Grandy, P3. Followed by Michael Carter in P4. Anthony Morano in 5. Brandon Templeton in 6. Dean Reynolds in 7th. Braden Carter in 8th. David Badio in 9th. And Randy Shreves in 10th. It'll be up to Matt Grimm coming off at turn 4. Good restart by Grimm. We're working lap 25 of 30. Grimm on the high side, Berry to the high side. Joseph Grandy stays down low, couple car lengths off the wall. Matt Grimm, Caden Berry. Grimm opens up a little bit of a lead over Berry up front. Berry's going to throw a slider. Here it comes. Good momentum off the top side by the 91, but you can bet that Grimm took note of how quick that 12 car closed in. Berry and Grimm are going to battle it out. Berry back to the slider line. Grimm into the outside wall. Joseph Grandy in a podium position in that 518. Michael Carter, Anthony Morano, Braden Carter. Templeton trying to come through the middle. We're coming to the white flag, 1 to go. Caden Berry down low, Matt Grimm on the high side, white flag is out. Both drivers go to the high side, get up on the cushion. Good run by Grimm off of turn number 2. Grimm will go back to the cushion in 3 and 4. Berry with the slider, can't get it done. Grimm, Berry, Grandy, Carter, Marfuli, or Morano, and Templeton. Top 3 start finish line. Top 3 start finish line. We'll get a word with your top 3. Great finish to the night for the 360 sprint cars. Wyobe back on the podium. Clayton, I don't think anybody else has won other than Wyobe yet this year.
I don't believe so.
I can make that work, fellas. Don't forget to go up for your interviews. We'll get a word with your top 3 here momentarily. We'll let Clayton. We'll grab Joseph Grandy in the 518 car. He moves up 1. Joseph, this is Joe. You got me?
Oh.
Hey, man, another good run. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Another great run in the 518. That's 2 podiums tonight, man. How was the track?
That track was all right. I like them nice and slick. I like them nice and slick, not banging the walls, though. Better at mid-track, bottom of the track. But, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. So, consistency is the key here.
Yeah, man. Another great run by the 518. You've missed a few weeks. Are you going to try to run with us the remainder to make your 10 weeks to get in the dash?
Yeah, my Fridays are open now, so I'll be with you guys every Friday.
Did you have anything for the Wyobe boys in front of you there at the end?
Nah, I think I burnt my tires up a little too much too soon, and I'm not really comfortable running the wall. So figure let them boys do their thing, and I'll sit back and take third.
All right, man. So another great run. 2 podiums for tonight. Who do you want to thank on that ride for another podium finish?
Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, Inferno Motorsports, Getting Hooked, like to thank my girlfriend Olivia for letting me do this, and appreciate you, Joe, for the broadcast and all you do.
Yeah, man. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Yeah, man. Caden Berry, the youngster out of New Hampshire, wheels the 12 car. Fell back one from the pole. Put on a heck of a show tonight. Caden, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, good run in that 12 car. That line you were running early, the slider line through 3 and 4 was wicked fast, man. Great run by the 12 car. Walk us through your night. How did the track change?
Just felt like it changed every lap, like you were saying, 3 and 4 at that slider line. I was actually pretty quick there, and I honestly thought I would have had Matt tonight, but just really hoping for that clean sweep. But no, the top was just getting slicker and slicker, and I don't know how Matt did it, but he did, and I think I just wasn't really up high enough. But when I did get a little high enough, I just got into the wall, and that's when he got by me those 2 times. There is when I actually hit the wall, so just lost a lot of momentum there, and just wish I ran a little better tonight, and just sucks we were 1 spot short.
Man, you were hitting that cushion. Once it got late and both of you found that high side, man, it was on after that, and you guys put on a heck of a show as always. Who do you want to thank on that 12 car for another podium finish?
I want to first off thank God, and I also want to thank Team Wyobi and my mom and dad, my nana and grampy, TJ, out there for watching, and I also want to thank Grammy, and also want to thank my great grandmother Cece. They're always out there watching on the broadcast, so really appreciate it, and want to thank Cataclysm Computers, CNC Racing Designs, King Race Designs, Speed Factory, and LCJ Crumpetry. Stingray Rocks was Australia, and also want to thank you and Clayton up there in the booth doing all you do for the league.
Yeah, man. Are you done with rear racing for the season?
Yeah, I'm done with real racing for this season, but I'm pretty excited for next year. Going to be going out to New York, so it'll be pretty fun.
Oh, that's amazing. And if you go to our Discord and you tell me how to get a hold of Caden Berry t-shirts, we have a driver merch folder. Drop some instructions on there. Let me know how I purchase a t-shirt.
Yeah, no problem. We just still have some shirts getting made. Just had some got made now, but they were just like little test shirts to see how they would come out. So no, when I'll let you know and send you a link to them when they're official.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of the weekend.
No problem. You too, man.
Matt Grimm, the driver out of Ohio, he starts, what was that, 6th, I guess. He's able to drive the 91 up through the pack. He's able to park it in victory lane. Matt, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, you know what? Sometimes past champions, the experience, the calm, I don't know what it took, man. How did you get through that mess early?
Well, I really messed up qualifying, and I thought for sure it was going to be pretty much over at that point because, yeah, I started 8th in the feature, and I didn't have a good heat race and just wasn't real confident going in. I wouldn't really call it relaxed or anything, but just kind of had to see how the first couple laps were going to play out, and I always like running the top here, so once everyone was kind of running that slider line early and kind of more of the middle and left me the top open, I just was able to put it up there where I felt comfortable and ride up to the front. It started to go away there at the end. It was definitely tight, but kind of just held on there. Hopefully Barry's not too mad about that one, but I really wanted to win. We've been in kind of a funk lately for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you guys put on a heck of a show, both you and the 12 car behind you. And once you guys got to the high side, we had a lot of different lines throughout the night. It looks like the track went through some pretty major changes throughout the race. But once you two found that high side, man, it was on. It looked like, I thought maybe rolling the bottom in the end would be the place to be, but you guys got up on the cushion, and it was all done after that, man. A great run by the 91, another victory, and I'm not sure where you're at in the points. I'll have to look, but you're battling for another championship, my friend, and can't wait to send you some goodies if that does happen. So who do you want to thank on that 91 for your drive to victory lane tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to all the guys at YOB Racing for everything they do. Barry for running this with me and being in Discord, kind of bouncing ideas off each other and everything he does. And Speed Factory Sets, LCJ Carpentry, Catalysm Computers, Stingray Rock Tools, Australia, King Race Designs for the paints they've made us. This here is a CNC race design paint. I just kind of mess around with paints, so I just run whatever.
Yeah, man, great run. I wish you a great weekend. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And we'll see you next week. We'll be at Volusia with our schedule change. I think the schedule change did us some good. We had some amazing racing tonight, man. Congratulations once again on another victory, and can't wait to watch you next week.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving, and it's just nice to have a day off.
Yeah, man. See you next week.
See ya.
All right, man. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is week number 5 at Dirt Track Bank Friday Night Lights. Don't forget, you can check out all the information we have on our new webpage created by Brandon Templeton. That's FNLRL.com. Has points and links to find all the stuff we have going on. And so that will be it for tonight. I greatly appreciate, as always, everybody for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see ya.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
You know, Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money, and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their families' permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and like I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. You know, I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, you know, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity right now.